That's
coma, then you're
that's the issue with like
basically
medical empiricism. Is like we can say like it's probably unlikely that they'll wake up, and then like we do have off cases where in 30 years they do wake up. So I think like legally and functionally we treat people who are brain dead as though they have some level of personhood, and kind of operate from that lens. And I think that that's just functionally how humans interact.
But 30 years from now is like if I were in a coma for 30 years and I woke up, I don't think I would want to wake up in 30 years. You know. That sounds like.
Well, it won't
really
matter
shitty.
when you're dead anyway.
But you'd still be
We
a
all
person.
die, so whatever. Nothing matters.
Excuse me,
Still
as
use
an
a child as a
ANCOM,
slave.
as an ANCOM, I want to hear
Going
your
to school.
perspective. Or an
As a what?
ANCAP, my bad, ANCAP, excuse me. What's your perspective on child labor?
I think child labor is much better for children than in school.
Rhyzohm, surrounded by loving family members and ex-dolphin. What?
The brown circles.
Welcome once again, and thank you for joining me for another Chaoscast. As you know, this is a show where we decide who wins and loses. We decide who is the alpha, who is the beta, who is the based, and who is the cringe, who is dope and who is whack, and who lives in Roblox and who dies in Roblox. And who determines that? You. The audience determines this. So remember, audience members, determine very carefully who you think are these things, because if you don't determine carefully, somebody is going to die in Minecraft and Roblox at the same time.
My roommate wanted me to ask you about your fussy, which I guess if you're wearing a fish
fish
costume,
suit,
that would
yeah,
be it. I figured it out. Yeah.
Uh,
I told him I didn't want to do that because it could be sexual harassment. So
Yeah. Well,
I won't ask that question.
You know, this is very uncomfortable regardless. But thank you.
Yeah.
Chat, I need you to keep it in your pants. Okay, I know the fish suit is very erotic, but this is not what we're here for. This is a competition. Question number 1. What is the weirdest thing you've seen said about you online? Who wants to go first?
I'm gonna go first because mine's mild as fuck. But I get like the same kind of like little comments that like women in gaming lobbies might get and shit like that from people just jumping in my chat, comparisons to people who look quote unquote like me but are really just black people who have curly hair and that's a bit long. So I get comparisons all the time to like The Weeknd, Cornel West. The weirdest one ever, though, I'm about to show on screen, is this dude that my coworker said I looked like. So this wasn't online, but this is the weirdest comparison I ever got. This guy right here.
You look nothing like that guy.
Like, it's just, I'm brown and I have hair, and so boom, comparison.
I hate that. People do that with me and Mindy Kaling. I look nothing like Mindy Kaling. They're like, oh, Mindy Kaling.
So yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
But it's the only brown woman people know in Hollywood, so.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Who next?
I can go next.
Go for it.
So I've recently caught word that somebody has joked about writing a 100-page manifesto about how I'm the most subhuman piece of trash garbage on the planet. So that's been super fun.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been exciting, but I've only been here for 4 months, so I'm expecting greater and better things in the future.
Okay, wow. Yeah, 100-page manifesto. I haven't had somebody
Long.
threaten that. So, yeah, it's really cool.
That's
Hopefully
actually
I'll
kind
get
of
it.
exciting.
I'd like to read. I know. I've only been here for 3 months. Like, I don't even know if there's 100 pages of words that I've said on stream yet. So I just want to see it.
Wait, you weren't on the platform at all before those
I started
3 months?
I started January. Yeah. I've only been
Dang,
here for
okay.
months. Yeah. So
How'd you
100
find
manifesto.
Twitch? How did you find Twitch?
I started on TikTok, and I liked long form nuance, and so they're like, you should probably get off TikTok. And so I explored the options, and Twitch and YouTube were kind of the best options that I found. So I landed here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
One of the weirdest commenters was definitely someone in the comments section of my Kimba video. I made a breakdown basically debunking like a conspiracy theory of how the Lion King stole from Kimba. And some people are very attached to this conspiracy theory. It doesn't make any sense. You'd be surprised how many people are attached to the to the idea that the Lion King ripped off Kimba. And so someone got very, very upset. And they kept posting comments in the thread arguing with everybody. They were on my subreddit asking people for my docs, saying that they wanted to find me and punch me. Very clearly a person with mental problems. And I don't remember every single claim they made about me online. One of the most memorable things they said was that I spam my face of hate, which is them referring to me just using that classic pictured branding thing in my videos. But
your face of hate?
Yeah, my frowny face is a face of hatred. And
is it like you're spreading hatred by doing that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
I don't think they fully voice crack. I don't think they fully understood the what I was saying in the video. Anyway, it was clear that they weren't even interpreting what I was saying. But long story short, they left, I think, 1,500 comments before they stopped posting in the YouTube comments, and they became enough of a meme that all of the other comments started to become about this one commenter, and so then they moved on to my Facebook page. The Your Movie Sucks Facebook page, and every single post I would make there, they would be underneath with like an image they made about how I'm bad and I'm spreading my face of hate. Yeah,
It's some dedication.
I mean, that's true. I can feel every phobia coming from that face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the long hair.
True.
Yeah.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I figured it was the most chaotic shirt I could wear.
I appreciate it. Who's next?
Whose face on your shirt? Is that a face of hate too?
Yes.
It's a face of beauty, honestly.
It's a face of weight.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful.
But
modern artist, you know. Performance.
Oh,
artist.
modern artist. Yeah.
Yeah. Last username.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this one. I've only been streaming a few years, but I've been online for like 25 years. So I'm probably forgetting the weirdest thing that someone said about me. I mean, you know, as an anarchist, I get all kinds of just hate from people in general, and just calling me crazy, you know, like you're a neo-feudalist and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's weird. It's kind of like mean, and not very, and kind of ignorant. But I mean, the weirdest thing, I don't know. Yeah, I just sort of get like, you know, it's like abuse from strangers over politics, and probably some stuff. Probably the weirdest stuff is stuff I've completely forgotten about or just didn't notice. Yeah, I don't know. It's the best answer I can give you.
No problem. Neo-feudalist. IRI.
I don't have a lot of weird stuff that people have said about me. I think Mike from PA actually said the weirdest one. I don't know how he managed to sneak him into every Chaoscast I come on, but he basically said on his stream once that there's some Republican named Poop Butt. That's his name, which is actually a friend of mine, Poop Butt 101. That he bankrolls my whole stream, so that that's why I'm like a bad person. I don't know where he came up with this. I think it's pretty funny. I wish somebody would bankroll my stream.
I was gonna say, he probably wish they would.
Like, I wish somebody on the right would bankroll me. Go ahead.
Oh.
I don't think it makes me bad, but that's kind of probably the worst thing.
Nick?
I have no shortage of these. I was trying to look up something in the spare time I had in between talking. I mean, like, I found a few posts on Reddit that are, like, actually 12 paragraphs. I've had instance. I think I got basically, like, fat shamed by Ethan Klein in a whole segment of the H3 podcast. The YouTuber Dream thought that I was in some sort of, what's it called? Like, in some sort of plot, exposing him for, like, saying the N-word or something. So I got mentioned on his stream and had, like, a bunch of, like, 15-year-olds blasting my replies for, like, an hour.
The best fan base.
Yes, the best fan base. Chris Raygun said I was sociopathically petty and that he wouldn't send the message I sent to Jeffrey Epstein when I sent a mean message to Bunty King. Shit. Oh, there's just like this slew of random videos that are made. Like one kid. Let me try to censor this for Twitch. Sometimes like random people make videos shitting on me, and I like watching them because they're funny. And this guy called me an R slur, son of a bitch, and then he just said the N word, which was weird. But I was called that once. Yeah, I don't know. I get a lot of unhinged stuff.
YouTube sounds pretty fun.
It is.
It's a lit place.
Yeah.
Rhyzohm, can I ask you a question?
Nah.
Why?
Go ahead.
It's Rhyzohm show now. Yeah.
Why do you have a zoom in of my eyes on your screen? What is going on?
Whoa.
It's sort of like
when did
it's
this
sort
start?
of a tradition now on my channel. Whenever we feature Star, we just have to have your eyes zoomed in on. They're the most expressive part of your face. Otherwise, I can't read your emotion. I need to see what's going on.
Makes sense. Yeah. Well, you found my secret because I think I'm pretty good at like straight faces, but
everything is in your eyes. Your eyes tell the whole story.
Damn.
Honestly, you're not wrong. I'm just watching your eyes now, and they're way more expressive when you just cut off the bottom half.
Do you see what I mean?
I can peer. Normally, you're so like hard to read, but yeah,
now. What the
I feel
fuck?
like I'm peering into your
Can you
soul.
find the link of when I did this with the hake debate? That shit was great.
I think it's in my Discord actually. I think
Oh, I DM'd it to you. Yeah, I DM'd you too.
Yeah, that was very.
Once
funny.
you guys see this clip, you're gonna understand.
I can't believe you figured this out, Rhyzohm. I feel very exposed right now.
You found your Achilles.
Where is it? Do I have it?
I'll scrub through our DMs. You worry about hosting.
Okay. Anyways. Right. Okay. Well, that's the first question, I guess.
I found it. That was fast.
Wow. Oh, screen share with us.
I just remembered because I haven't thought about this for a while. That commenter that I eventually like blocked off the Facebook, but just let them continue to comment on the YouTube because it was funny. I forgot the ending to the story is that there was this huge comment thread where they were arguing with somebody else, and I spent the night just scrolling through because it was the most unhinged and amazing. Like, this is like very entertaining to me, and I found out through this argument they were having that this guy, like the Kimba crowd, doesn't even want this person. Like,
oh my God.
they've banned him from the Kimba Discord because they were sending pornographic images to a minor there. And this is the person that's just a very
Jesus.
a very colorful soul. Yeah.
Yikes.
The most epic Kimba defender.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, chat. Here's the poll. Please vote in the poll.
Can we watch the clip while they vote?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. You wanna screen share it?
Share it. Yeah.
Check chat. I put it in your chat.
Okay. Oh. What is this? Dude, I forgot how crazy this was.
Oh yeah, where's the poll? Let's see.
Are you sure? There we go. Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right. Tell me when you guys are ready.
Ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh my God, look at
false
this
division.
shit.
Those are examples of evil. And then the centralized power thing, which is
What?
centralizing power is a
I don't
corrupting
understand
influence.
what's
So
happening.
that's evil too.
Okay.
Okay. Lies. Power.
Who did this? Did you do this?
Yeah, I just went nuts during a
And
debate.
anger.
So beautiful.
Is evil. Okay. All right.
The big dude is the moderator. Too well. Okay.
The great versus the evil.
I gotta try.
I look so
good.
tired. You're so right. Like, I look so tired in this. Good God. Evil. Okay.
And anger.
And anger is evil.
That's what you see when you're looking at yourself here? Interesting.
My favorite is the moderator. For some reason, he looks terrified. I don't know what it is.
Well, why don't you go ahead and just wrap
wow.
it up and give
Okay.
a
All right.
closing thoughts. Let's not ask him any questions.
Okay.
That's very chaotic.
Okay.
I had too much fun with that shit. It's too funny to me. You can see me
false
literally
position.
look at my eyes at the end of that clip.
Oh my god. Dude.
Those are examples of evil. And then the
Just like
centralized
click
power
to the
thing,
end,
which
the
is
last like 3 seconds. Look
centralizing-
at my eyes.
Oh my god, you were crying.
Oh fuck yeah, this is too funny to me. God, look at
false
this
position.
It's so
I'm
good.
glad that you were that entertained by that debate. That debate was.
That was how I made it entertaining.
I can't tell you. I was so depressed after that debate. Like I can't. I was so disappointed, so depressed.
You had high hopes for how it could go, but didn't realize how brain dead he was in terms of like he was just completely epistemologically bankrupt. Like nothing you threw at him was going to make him reconsider anything. You know.
I mean, it wasn't even like there was no argument to be had because the guy didn't do any studying. He didn't even believe in the conspiracy. He was
No,
trying to
yeah,
fight
exactly. He just believed that like it could be happening and it might not be coming from like any centralization, any central organization, but it might be happening anyways.
For. Oh. Okay, question number 2, guys. Is having pets more similar to having children or having slaves?
I'm gonna say children because I can't order my pets to do shit for me.
What if
Yeah,
it's like a
if your pet is
CNI
productive,
dog?
it's not a pet. That's not a pet.
Productive pet.
Yeah, like if
So
it's a
what's the
working
point
animal.
of reference? Have we all had slaves? Everybody here's had slaves, right?
Oh yeah, right.
One or two.
No, but I
yeah.
assume slaves are like supposed to be productive.
If not, I'm sure you've done some kind of 24/7 BDSM type beat. I mean, that's just everybody nowadays, right?
Yeah, Mr. Slave.
You just put yourself in that perspective, you know?
Well,
I like you're the slave if you have a pet, right?
I mean, if you have a
You're not.
cat, you're kind of the slave.
Yeah, exactly.
but you keep
In a way,
the
yeah,
cat,
true.
I mean, you keep the cat in your house forcefully, right?
True.
No,
But
they
it
choose
seems
to
like
stay.
they're
Like my
like a
cats, I open the
child.
door, they'll just chill, you know?
They don't have
You're
rights.
feeding them and picking up their poop
Basically
with a
children.
scoop, right?
I feel like you can maybe argue for like working animals, but a lot
I
of
mean, you
working
can
animals
treat a
like
child
their
like a
work, so-
slave.
Yeah, you
That's
could.
true. Let's
Actually,
flip the
true.
question. All right,
Is there
when is it
between a
appropriate
child
to
and a
treat your
slave?
children like? Yes.
I mean, I
How
guess-
far into slavery can you put your child? Now we have labor laws, but for some reason they don't count when they're acting for film and television. So
True.
still use a child as a slave.
As an ANCOM, I want to hear
Going
your
to school.
perspective. Or an
As a what?
ANCAP, my bad. ANCAP, excuse me. What's your perspective on child labor?
I think child labor is much better for children than in school. Let me put it that
So
way.
like 6-year-old, like go down to the mines?
Well, I mean, I think you probably do better than mines.
Builds character.
Could probably do better
right?
than 6 years old, right? They could probably hold a pickaxe at like 4, right?
3.
Um,
Honestly, a coordinated
look,
3-year-old, a coordinated
Mining sounds like
2.5-year-old,
fun to me.
you
I
can-
mean,
It's all
there's
about
tons of video
posture.
games about
and
mining.
they can fit into those tiny.
That
Kids
is
would
true.
love real life
One of the
world.
most
There's at least
successful
one
video
video game
games
about
is
that.
Minecraft.
Their little grubby
like-
hands, they can get in there.
It's
Clearly,
true.
kids have this like fundamental like drive to mine. They do
Yeah,
it all the
forget
time.
putting them in the mines in Minecraft. Put them in the real mines. You know?
Children
Yeah.
love mining.
Yeah, that's training.
Yeah.
I mean, why else
Empirically.
do kids love Minecraft, right?
True. And Roblox, make
Yeah.
them put them in factories and in mines. Roblox
Yeah.
and Minecraft.
Simple. So I think
Train
we
them
solved
into
it.
being
Kids are slaves,
superstars.
pets are kids.
Pets are masters.
Yeah.
And
Pets are like trainer
Wow.
kids.
This
Your
is
kids light.
Wow.
I mean,
You
kids are
guys-
terrible. I'd rather have a dog. You know? No redeeming qualities.
yeah. I mean, depends on like how you, I guess, feel about yourself and what you.
Actually, they probably make up most of my audience. So I love kids. I think they're cool.
I got another question. Could a slave be a pet?
Yes.
Yes.
The human pet.
If you like pamper
so.
them enough.
Do you have to love a pet to have a pet?
I feel like it's inherent to like somewhat love it. Like otherwise, it's just like a working animal. Like why do you have the animal if you don't appreciate
So
it or
if
it
I
does work for you?
dignify it,
Some
it
people
can't
are
be a
just
slave then,
fucking
I guess, though.
psychopaths. I don't know.
It's your
What
pet
if you make a
friend.
slave a deity, right? Like sometimes like people make pets deities. What if you do the slave but turn that into a deity?
slave
is it a
god.
Pet? Is it a pet now or is it also a deity and
True.
a pet?
The god of slavery. Let's do it.
I do think that indoor slaves, like indoor human slaves, are a lot like pets. Like they're just there for your
Yeah.
entertainment, you know. So
True. As
What about
many of my
outdoor
experiences
slaves?
have told me, yes.
If we get AI and then we force them to work for us, are they slaves?
Yeah, I mean, my phone's my slave right now, I guess.
If they're sentient.
Or
I think
we're
s-
slaves to the phones. Wake up, sheeple.
Well, phones are like prosthetics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say
Prosthetic
that
brains.
phones are like extensions of our bodies now.
Yeah. And then soon enough, they will be internalized.
Yeah, microchips in the
So
brain.
we were
I'm
phone
fucking
the whole
ready.
time?
Well, we got to get Elon Musk up in here. He's got to stop
so
focusing on the
tired.
fucking
Yeah.
Cybertruck.
Stop
our
focusing on
brain
Twitter.
implants.
Get me my brain implants.
I need my porn in my brain.
Well, he's gonna buy Twitter, bro. He's gonna buy Twitter. That saves the
Good.
world.
Then I can have Twitter in my brain. You know how healthy that is for an individual?
If porn is in
He
your
could, like,
brain,
solve-
would you build a relationship with porn like in her?
It's probably, actually. Because you could like simulate,
What?
you could do like VR porn. You could have your whole field of vision. Oh, that would be sick.
Hey
Okay,
Siri,
let's go.
play my
I want
favorites.
this.
you
I
know?
want this.
And they'll
Just-
just roll
You'd
it
have to
up
have like a
through.
haptic bodysuit though, so like it felt like you were there too. But other than that, like that.
Or just a fleshlight.
They're getting
Then
pretty
you could
like
lay
in-depth.
you could lay under like a rain shower so that you get kind of the physical body sensation.
There's been this weird fleshlight I've been seeing advertised that like spurts out shit. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Why?
But when I'm
Why?
watching videos, I'm like, what is that shit?
Fair enough.
Rhyzohm, I don't know what you
From the
consume
hole
in
or
your
their
private
extra holes?
time that you're getting advertisements for this weird flashlight that shoots stuff out of
I
you.
download brain.
Yeah, do you
porn
have your
straight into
cookies
my
on?
brain, but I don't have
What's a non-weird flashlight?
anyone that functions without
One that
spurting
also has a
shit.
light, a flashlight is less weird. Or is it more weird?
An ad for one that looked like it was in a Four Loko can, which looks just terrible.
You know what I'm imagining now? You know how when you
Discreet.
hold a flashlight to your hand and it glows red? I'm imagining somebody using a flashlight that turns on, has a light inside your whole shaft.
And you have to fill it to turn the light on so you can actually see in the dark too.
That's amazing.
New invention, patent it, Rhyzohm, quickly before.
Yeah, true.
Somebody's gonna listen to the
trademark.
stream and they're like stealing your idea right now.
Make
Exactly.
In short, children are animals.
So what does
They're
the flashlight?
unsanitary.
What does the flashlight spray? What does it
It
spray
looks like
out?
it's just like self lubricating or some shit. Like I think it just
Oh.
keeps the lube fresh or some
It's
shit.
urine.
That's nice.
That's what
Yeah, that's
squirting
it.
is.
Just generates urine, synthetic urine.
It's just got cow piss leaking in.
Yeah,
So wait, it squirts on the inside.
yeah. Like it squirts on your penis.
So you don't have to.
Right. So you don't have to. Right.
Does it do it at the right? Like, does it come with you?
That would be amazing, honestly.
Or do you like,
Got
press a
like
button or
digital
something?
sensors, like
I haven't
it
looked
knows.
too
Simply
far into
moans.
it. My knowledge of this comes from a 2-second GIF that I've seen of it.
Sure.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah,
believe you.
other-
We
other
believe you
human
that
beings
that's where
are,
your
like,
knowledge
pretty
It's in the
cool.
mail right now, Erudite. I'll give you a full-on review next time, okay?
I'm looking forward to it. You're gonna tag me in that Twitter post, right? Twitter allows that shit. so-
Yeah, no, exactly. I'll just say it arrived at Erudite. You know what's up, and then we'll have a one-on-one. We'll talk about it.
Face.
Like, a generation from now, it'll be like perfectly normal to have
Fleshlights?
flashlights.
A sex
Yeah, you'll just
device,
like
of
have it in
course
your
it will.
purse.
Well, like the kids all laugh about how
Sorry?
like embarrassed.
It's not
they're-
normal to have a sex device now?
True,
Is that
yeah.
not normal?
Well, it's normal, but it's not normal
In
to
your
like,
purse. Yeah.
like.
Why
talk
does
about
it
in
seem so much
advertising.
more normal for a woman to have a dildo as opposed to a man having a fleshlight?
In your purse?
Because you're hanging around the wrong people.
True.
Probably.
Get better friends.
Yeah, Nick,
Very true.
do you see that hat you're satirically wearing?
Yes.
That's
How do you
the
know it's
answer.
satirical? I could have been at the Million MAGA March. You wouldn't know.
That is true. That is true. IRI, let's get your professional liberal investigation skills in here. Let's go.
On the hat? Is he
Yeah.
a MAGA or what?
Yeah. What does VAERS stand
when
for?
does irony
What does VAERS
stop
stand
being
for, Nick?
irony?
What is what?
VAERS.
I don't know. Fuck. Am I
Okay,
losing?
you're clearing your
Are you-
name pretty quickly.
Are vaccines real, Nick?
Yes.
Are they good for you?
Yes.
Is Joe
Do
Biden
they-
a hologram?
Joe is not a hologram.
Oh my god.
Are there
why you
lizard
giving
people on
yourself
this
away?
planet?
What was the other
Are
one?
there lizard people running the establishment?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to say no on that one.
You're
Figure
What's
wrong.
the
Probably,
last
yes.
what's the most recent baby that has been documented to be sacrificed to the DNC?
I can't even think of a meme answer for that. Jesus Christ.
Bo Blacks.
He's terrible. I'm just kidding.
I'm just glad I live in a world that Nick can wear that hat openly like this.
Yes.
Wait, so can you, IRI?
Country.
True.
Can't you show your
Again.
pride?
Fashion never dies, IRI. Right?
Well, I only wear it. I only wear my MAGA hat when the president's speaking, to like a rally cap.
You don't show your respect all the time for the president?
You should wear the MAGA hat when you're using your fleshlight. I think that would be extra.
I actually
especially
bought
the
this at a
sporting
place
one.
that sells fleshlights in the mall. Yeah.
Mm.
Dang.
not surprised.
So it
That's
is a
Something you can
fetish.
sell in the
It's a
mall.
common kink.
Wow.
RGR might have some words about that shit. Are you ejaculating right now? Are you shitting cum pants man right now?
Mm.
That was the person who had the debate
That's a
with
deep
the.
cut. That's a deep cut.
I understand that reference.
Damn.
Good, thank
Yeah.
you.
That was my number one pick for most cringe of last year. Was that debate.
What is the reference?
Well, Pride's coming around.
Yeah.
I believe
Surprising.
we're
coming up.
referencing the really weird.
The analogy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that
Um,
RGR was saying, like, what if there's a person whose fetish is getting off by deprecating themselves and they're in a public place and there's children around and they shit themselves and they see kids, and because they see kids, they ejaculate. Is that ethical? Clearly understanding how fetishes work. I mean, this is a
Yeah.
clear understanding.
Go ahead, not so erudite.
There was like
I just have a
Yeah.
question for Nick. What percentage is the hat ironic, and what percentage? Because every joke is a little true. So, what percentage of it is patriotic, and which percent is ironic?
All right. Well, so I don't know if I'm giving a real answer. I'm not really super in tune with politics at all whatsoever. I probably typically lean center left. Is where I would say. I don't know. Part of it
US
is
standards.
basically everyone I know on YouTube is further right than me, so everyone just sits there like calling me a lefty and shit. So I started wearing this to be a dick. That's kind
Is
of
everyone you know on Twitch leftier than you too?
well, yeah. So like I hang out with like Dylan Burns in a stream or something like that. Yeah,
Okay. Do you play D&D by any chance?
I do not.
Oh shit. All right. Never mind.
No D&D and no League, so I'm not like a regular Twitch personality.
Are you a DM, Erudite?
Yeah, I am.
What's your favorite thing to do
Oh.
to your players?
Build really beautiful stories that make them cry and bond.
Fuck, I was
Aw.
hoping for such a more degenerate answer. What a wholesome ass answer. Holy shit.
Beautiful stories that make them come.
Yeah, that too.
Have you ever made your players cry?
I enjoy making my
No.
players have fun.
I aim to give them borderline PTSD with the level of
Okay, here we go.
horror gore involved in it. Yeah. I use my psychology skills to do that specifically.
Oh, I see.
The
So you do,
psychology
a saw
strats.
on that.
Yes,
Dark
with great power.
strats.
With great power.
So you're like, we're gonna play a game. You have to shove. You have to saw off one finger or.
I like where you're
stab
going with
the
shove,
person next
Stardust.
to you. And
More
no, I
like-
didn't- Yeah.
No, finish. I was going to say more like build up their love for an NPC and make them really cute and wonderful and just literally the delight of the world, and then watch them be like brutally killed in front of them.
Jesus.
Nice.
You know, that's just real life. I got to prep my.
That's what gets people engaged. It's like Game
Yeah.
of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Sex and gore.
Game of Thrones wasn't boring.
I like D&D when I used to play it.
It wasn't mostly.
It was fun.
Okay.
Right. Did we ever get to the bottom of the human slave thing?
Yeah. Humans, slaves are pets, and pets are masters.
And if you make a slave a deity, they're also a pet and a deity.
Correct.
And pet
Children are unsanitary
And
garbage
slaves.
machines.
And pets.
They're not
There's
slaves,
pets-
but they should
pets
be
that aren't
treated
cute.
like slaves.
True.
Children are pets that don't know how to
It
use
might
a
be
label.
nice being like a human pet, you know? Not like a human slave, but like a human pet. you know?
Right?
Yeah.
I think
that
there's a
sounds
lot of
kinda
people who
nice.
share that sentiment.
Isn't
I know a
that, like,
bunch
what's
of people who
stay at
feel
home?
that way.
Isn't there
Yeah.
like a whole kink attached to being
Yeah,
like
yeah,
pets? Yeah.
And there's also people who
Pet
like
play?
have rediscovered their pet selves. Yeah, like if you go on TikTok, there's a trend
Yeah.
of people
Oh, yeah.
who like are becoming a pet version of themselves that they think that they truly
Oh.
are at heart.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the tag. I'll find it for you
It's
really
pet
quick.
play. It's pet
Yeah,
play. I
pet
know.
play. That's it. Yep, exactly.
What does that
exactly.
mean exactly?
So like they'll dress up in like a dog outfit and do dog stuff.
crawl
I'll find you a
around.
link really quick. Hold on.
Bryce
Oh.
Live sent me several links to this, actually. Bryce Live is
Oh,
probably
really?
the specialist on this topic. Yep.
Hmm.
Well, I didn't mean it like
Aren't-
that. I didn't mean like being a dog or being a cat, just being a human, and then somebody like gives you food and stuff. That sounds dope as fuck,
They wear like
Aren't,
collars and bark and like growl at each other.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not
That's
really
crazy.
into growling and all that, but like, somebody giving me food, that sounds pretty nice. Because that's what
There you
people
go.
do to cats, so.
Aren't stay-at-home parents
You're
kinda
looking
like
for a
human pets?
restaurant.
Ooh, stay-at-home
Yeah, I'm
parents
looking
are
for
kind of
a
like human
restaurant.
pets.
I'm hungry. Oh, God.
Did you get the link, Star?
They're not very lovable though. They get very grumpy when they're stay-at-home parents. They're like pets you don't really want.
I'm sure a lot of people basically live as pets.
They're like a gecko that you bought like 3 years ago, and you're like, oh fuck, I hate this gecko, but I feel too bad like flushing it down the toilet. I don't know what to do with it. That's a stay-at-home parent.
There's at least 3 Canadians here, right? Me, Erudite,
Oh.
and Adam.
I
And we
wasn't
know
aware.
we're
What?
basically
Wait.
Canadians are basically
Debauchery.
pets of the Canadian government.
Why would you get rid of your lizard by flushing it down the toilet? Like I would never think to do that. I would just let
I
it
don't
grow
know.
outside or something.
Really? You would just release a
You're a
gecko? I live
monster.
in Alberta. That thing is gonna freeze to death.
Bird.
I think putting it outside is actually more torturous than. I guess it depends on the season. Like in the winter, that would be terrible to do to a gecko.
For some reason, I can't open
That's
this
true.
link, Rhyzohm.
Oh,
Do you
really?
actually have a gecko? Because I'm feeling concerned
No,
for the
I
gecko's
don't.
safety. Okay, making sure.
True.
Huh.
Chat, can you open the link?
Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I don't know how to link things, how to click on links. I don't know how to make a poll out of this because you guys seem to like be all on a consensus around the human pet thing. So
Who's wearing the best shirt? New poll.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, me and
It
Stardust
was
are
a
not
conflict of
wearing
interest.
shirts
The person
specifically.
suggested that question.
Outfit.
Do you have to do? Well, then you have to do the spin and twirl. We need to see the outfit because a shirt is not an out. I mean, it might be your outfit, I suppose. Spin. Yep.
I'm connected to the table.
Nice.
These are
What are the shorts?
Scar the Lion King shorts.
Good choice.
Nice.
Oh,
It's my.
you really
it's
like,
my
Start,
grip.
try
you
that
like the Lion King. I didn't know you liked the Lion King that much.
Oh, you
Nice.
didn't?
Why'd you pick Scar? It's an interesting character.
He
Scar's the
picked
hottest
me.
one.
Ah.
He picked me. Nice.
Scar
Yeah.
is literally the hottest character in that.
I worked-
thing.
Yeah, we established this last time I was
Yeah.
on Chaoscast.
Yeah.
I
Star
worked at the
agrees.
Lion
I
King
remember.
musical for
Really?
like 2 years when I was in New York City as a young kid in my 20s, and I had to listen to the musical probably 1,000 times. So I
Do
have
you
a
hate it?
certain feeling about the Lion King. Unfortunately, still a good movie though.
Yeah.
A feeling?
Yeah, what? Explain this. Did we just open a childhood
Is it a
trauma?
fuzzy feeling?
By the way,
It's
the poll is
Mostly
in the chat.
negative.
Please click on the poll and vote. Remember?
Does that other link not work, Star?
Oh, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. You might have to
Oh, you're all
send it
good.
to. You might have to send it to me on Discord.
Oh, I'll do that.
I can't keep up with my chat very well.
My chat just had a poll and said that we're LARPing as normies right now. I feel
me.
offended by that. Not a normie.
I'm wearing a fish costume. What more do they want from me?
All right, I sent you both in DMs. The first one is funnier. The second one is more degenerate.
Okay, I'm very scared.
What are you sending them?
I'm very
Oh,
scared of
pet play TikTok.
Oh God, what the fuck? What is this?
Did you send her pet play?
Yeah.
I'll have to click on this later,
Nice.
dude. I feel weird looking at this.
Yeah. It's an uncomfortable experience to look through them and be like, eh. There's a weird level of infant, like, they're kind of lolly-esque as well, which always makes me extra uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not just a rabbit. It's a little bunny rabbit.
It's a baby rabbit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a tag on TikTok, pet regression. Like people believe that they're like regressing into their true pet self. Like
Sounds
Well,
like a
that's
the
what
Freudian
that
problem
theory.
is you're on TikTok.
the TikTok is the best place to discover your true self.
To discover true cringe.
There's so
Yeah.
many true
I'm sure
ways
there's
to be.
Yeah. I'm
You
sure
don't know
there's
it
a lot
yet.
of awful things on TikTok.
People think you have just an ism face, but when you get on TikTok, you're going to discover not only do you have an ism face, but also you're a little bunny rabbit on the
Exactly.
inside.
Yeah,
What is an ism?
I think I'm more of a
face?
horse, but
What did you say? You got labeled as like, I guess, racist, transphobe. Where were the other isms that you were accused of? YSM. Don't know. YSM. YMS.
sorry, I got labeled as a racist and transphobe.
I was wondering what you said, that you got labeled all sorts of things. Do you have like the most hateful face?
No, I was
right?
saying, I'm sure you could find all sorts of cringe hashtags on TikTok. I'm sure there's a community for every cringe. Do I say mental disorder? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how-
Canceled.
Racism is a
Canceled.
mental disorder.
I do have a question actually.
Yeah.
Now that Erudite is here, what do you think about those people who think that about the alters and stuff?
Like DID?
Yeah, the
they have like
DID people.
disassociative, and they're like, any treatment for this is against my identity and all that, right?
Probably
That's what
people who are
Boblex is about,
opposed
is
to the.
autism.
Yeah, anyone who's probably opposed to treatment, I would suspect, probably doesn't actually have it. Because
Yeah.
if you actually have DID, it's like extremely, extremely distressing and disruptive in your
Oh,
life.
I know what you're talking
And
about.
integration is kind of the goal typically of treatment.
Yeah, I mean, they go insane too. They have like the craziest altars. They'll be like, "This is my starseed altar. My name is Galacticus. I'm from the Arcturian galaxy." And then, okay, this is my grandma altar. She's the caretaker of the system. And then here's my baby self. I'm a 4-year-old now. Like that shit is just like,
Yeah. My baby pet slave self.
yeah, like
My chat is asking where this poll is. Is it on your chat?
Oh yeah.
yeah. Stardust links a straw poll in
I
her
linked
chat.
a straw poll. Yeah, here.
Okay.
Erudite mods, go into Stardust chat, get the link. Same with IRI mods. Same with anybody. Get the link and then post it in chat so you can sway the vote.
Oh no,
True.
I accidentally clicked the wrong. I was gonna click Chatterino and then I clicked Photoshop by accident. Where?
Oh, now it opens too. That sucks.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
There's 2 links for any chats that didn't get them, by the way.
Are they in voice general? I'm not seeing them.
Oh, they're in the chat. But you know what? I will send it. That's a good idea. I'll send it in the Discord. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Keep posting it in your chat also, because every time I go back to Discord, something messes up on my end, and I have to figure out how to fix it for like 5 minutes because I'm such a fucking boomer with this software.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's this one. All right.
Also, it's doing it by Wi-Fi, so my roommate and I can't both vote from the same house, so you need to add 1 point to each of mine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
will.
wait, we are
I
allowed
tried
to
to
vote
vote.
for
It said somebody
ourselves?
already did it. Why not?
I don't know.
You're allowed
I
to vote
feel-
for yourself for president.
I don't know. I remember in elementary school
Trump
we were
voted
never
for
allowed to
himself
vote for
for
ourselves.
president.
All right. I'm gonna vote for somebody else. I'm gonna be a Giga Chad.
Oh, a giga.
Oh, you're voting in the polls?
strategist.
I should
Yeah,
vote.
but I'm voting for not myself because I'm.
You
so
gotta
much
pull it up
faith in
on
my
stream,
capacity to
click
live.
the vote just so your chat sees it, just so they know to start hoarding it.
Well, that's what you have to do with your audience members, Nick, right? Because they're children. They need to see you.
Absolutely, they need
demonstrate it.
the yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to know, like, click.
If you could add like flashing lights to the button next time, yeah, just to keep their attention.
Okay. Question number 3. Well, you know what? I'm going to switch up some of these questions because this question number 4 goes with this one better. A chimpanzee is as intelligent and mentally active as a human toddler. Why are toddlers considered people when chimpanzees are not? And should chimpanzees be considered people?
What? Can you say that whole thing again, please?
A chimpanzee is as intelligent and mentally active as a human toddler. Why are toddlers considered people when chimpanzees are not? And should chimpanzees be considered people?
Who says toddlers are people?
I was
Yeah, I
just
think
going to say this is a
chimpanzees
loaded
are-
question.
Oh, that's a base take, dude.
I think
That was
toddlers
my
are
first
chimps.
question. This is a loaded ass question.
Second question: what about dolphins? Can I have a dolphin child instead of a chimpanzee child?
Since dolphins are considered
try.
human, what about chimpanzees?
Is this basically a vote of which pet you would like? Because I would like a pet dolphin over a pet child, personally.
You're not
pet
born a
chimpanzee
person.
would be
You gotta-
tough.
You gotta earn being a person.
A lot of work.
Start off as a chimp.
It's true. You
Start
need a
off as an
pool.
amoeba.
Yeah, the
Penguins
idea of a
hold up
dolphin is
climate.
good, but they seem like they would be like a bit of a pain in the ass to house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
Then again,
racist.
kids need college. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dolphins
True.
don't.
Dolphins need an ocean. Kids need college.
Does anyone genuinely consider a toddler a human on the panel?
Subhuman.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, do you
Yeah.
consider them to have personhood?
IRI
I've had some
considers them
in-depth
children.
We would need to discuss the definitions of these things for me to have.
Human.
Yeah,
Children
IRI,
are
explain
human.
your take. I want to
Dude,
hear.
I think a
why you
48-month
Personhood? What is
abortion
that?
would be okay.
Okay. It's very easy. Children are owned by their parents, but they're humans. That's it. You're basically a human that's owned by your parents. They make financial
No rights.
decisions for you. You have no freedom to do anything
Wait, a
on your
human
own.
is not a person, though.
Human's not a
You said
person.
human.
Yeah.
I thought the question was human.
Oh, I messed up then. A person.
Well then,
Does a
so what is
toddler have
having
personhood?
personhood then? Define what having personhood is.
Yes.
To be
I
a
think person
cognizant
is the
being,
same.
like a self-recognizing being, and have
Yes,
sentience.
of course.
I think somebody should have the
Who
brave
they
take
are.
and say you're a person from conception. I think that somebody needs to take.
What do you think?
Question
little
should-
kid
You want me to
sees when it
steel
looks in
man
the
it?
mirror? What do you think a
Personhood
toddler
is an emergent
sees
set
in
of
the mirror?
qualities, right? So, like,
Oh.
I think that you're a person once you've reached a certain number of like qualifiers, like you're self-recognizing, you have the capacity to be a moral agent. I think those things make you a person, because then you can be treated as a person under the eyes of the law. But
Okay.
besides that, you're not a person.
Chimps can probably do all that stuff, though.
I mean,
True.
I think that there's like shades of that could be found in toddlers. Maybe not every toddler. I think that there's like degrees of that could be
Well,
found
do
in-
toddlers have moral agency?
Yeah, I think
mean,
that
they
there
can
are
engage
some
in
toddlers
emotion.
that
What
are
do you mean by
shittier than
moral
other
agency?
toddlers. Yeah, I think
They
that some
seem to have
No,
toddlers.
some
that's not what I mean by
rudimentary
moral agents.
morality.
Like, do
Well,
they
what do you mean by
act in
moral
accordance
agency?
with like a moral? Do they act? Do they make moral decisions? Do they make decisions that they are reasoning out?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that some on a base level totally do.
At like
Lots of
4 to
moral
6
animals
months, we
make
can
moral
test it.
decisions, right?
Actually, I mean, unironically, we
Yeah.
can actually test for this around 4 to 6 months. They seem to have some rudimentary level of like
Th-
moral decision making.
There's probably
Yeah.
single
What were
celled
you-
organisms
what were you
in
There are
saying,
toddlers
um,
that know the difference between right and wrong in some, not in every instance, but
What were you
You know,
saying last username?
it's-
I think.
Lots of animals make moral decisions. It's probably like it's probably
Really?
plants
Yeah,
that make moral decisions. Sure.
Plants?
I mean, you can find.
Plants,
you can
though?
find.
which plant?
Yeah, I mean, like any territorial animal is basically making moral decisions.
that's not a plant.
Fly traps are making moral
are there
decisions, but they're
territorial
choosing
plants?
immoral ones.
I don't know, but
I mean, people in a coma and like vegetables don't like make moral decisions, but they're still people, you know?
yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
I don't consider people in comas people.
Oh.
Okay, so do we think a plant has the
What do you consider
capacity
them?
to exercise moral agency?
I think
Yes.
fly
No.
traps do, and they choose immorality every fucking time. I think fly traps are the most evil being on the planet. I think we need to do something about it. I'd like to
What is
take
a
a
moral
stick here
decision?
to
Sorry,
mobilize
uh,
these great minds.
Talk about
IRI,
the
IRI,
plants
what
that
were
are making
you-
moral
Solution.
decisions.
What,
We
what
need
are
to
you-
hear
you know-
last username talking about the plants that are making moral decisions. We need to hear that.
Well,
right now.
so what do you like? What I consider a moral decision is like a strategy for interacting with people, where you stand up for what's right, even when it doesn't necessarily benefit you. You do as a strategy to kind of like so territory between animals, right? Like my cat will attack other cats that go in the backyard. Even though it doesn't actually matter if the other cat's like my cat's not going to lose anything from the cats being there, but he has an instinct to defend his territory.
Yeah, but that
Because
instinct.
that's a good strategy.
Plants, though.
Wait, even a
I
cat.
don't know
though.
if any plant actually has territoriality, but a lot of animals do. It wouldn't surprise me if there's some plant out there.
Moral
that's-
agency means you're
evolved
making a decision
territorial
based
behavior.
on an evaluative process where you
And
arrive
plants
at
have
something
behavior.
being right or wrong.
Are predators
I
immoral?
mean, yeah, but that
they choose to
process
kill
can be
things?
much more simplified than what goes through our brains.
I
right?
agree with that, but
Yeah.
you
That
still are
process
making
can
a decision that you
exist,
think is
though.
either right or wrong, not just consequently so.
But
I think
this
we have
is
to
what you're
remove
in
instinct.
that.
I think what last username is saying is that all decisions carry morality, but not all decisions are moral ones.
Mm-hmm.
Or more.
But how do you know? Like, how do you know why we're really like we say I'm doing this because I'm believing blah blah blah, but How do you know why we're really like? You can make a case that everything we do is just
if something is unintentionally done in this way, it's like I just did this thing and consequently it has like some kind of moral consequence to it. That doesn't mean that I was acting as a moral agent. When I'm acting as a moral agent, I am acting within my decision-making process, or I'm acting in a way that I think carries morality with it.
What does that mean? Like,
I'm acting in a way that I think is either right or wrong through some evaluative process.
If you say you're doing something for moral reasons, but there's another explanation for why you're doing it that's just sort of pragmatic, that's just sort of self-serving. Should we take your word for it that you're doing it for moral reasons?
You're arguing the futility of knowing our intentions. That's a pointless discussion. If somebody is,
but if you're going to make this, if you're going to say that you're a person or you're not,
I have done the evaluation and I think this is right or wrong, they're making a moral decision. And then a plant is making decisions. A plant would make decisions and do things consequently that might carry some kind of moral weight or something that we could evaluate morally in it, but it's not intrinsically a moral decision.
The problem is we can't ask animals why they're doing stuff. They don't have a chance to give us a moral excuse, right? To give us a moral explanation.
Yeah, we can only recognize this through our own framework.
We're the only ones who have language to
well, yeah, but this is another futile thing because we can only recognize this through our own framework, right? We can't just fathom that there's a million other forms of cognizance out there that we don't know yet.
But saying,
I just want to communicate that I don't think
agency.
Plants make decisions.
You don't think plants make decisions?
No.
Sure, they go they'll grow towards the sun.
Yeah, but instincts are totally different than decisions.
That's just a reaction, though.
Do you think that like an amoeba moving towards like a food concentrated water is a decision, or do you think it's just an instinct?
Absolutely.
So last username.
Are chemical reactions decisions?
Right, exactly.
Because that's what it is.
Chemical reactions are reactions.
I think this is
your
pretty
decisions
without
are also
some kind of
chemical
evaluative process.
I think this is pretty interesting.
What's an evaluative process?
I don't think instincts necessarily mean like you can make decisions that go against your instincts, right? Like there's for example, like if you're in a dangerous situation, your instinct might be to run a certain way, right? But you make a decision to the instinct might tell you to run a certain way where it's actually more dangerous for you, So, or like jump off something that's really incredibly dangerous for you. So like, so you can make decisions that are better for you than your instincts, right? I don't think instincts necessarily mean that there's a decision there.
I mean, if we're saying that chemical reactions are a decision, then that means combustion is a decision, and that means just like fire is making decisions, which is just insane.
The Big Bang
like
was
most,
a decision.
That means the sun is making decisions, which is just insane.
I'm willing to say.
So where do you draw the line? How do you
at action?
You can model
at least with a nervous system. A rudimentary nervous system, I would say, is a good bottom line.
I implore you to look up the difference between reaction and action, because you're taking for granted that we can reduce everything down to action. Moral agency happens in the realm of action, okay? But it's not happening necessarily with every being capable of action. But reaction is something that is like a deterministic outcome of the world. Like if the universe was purely reactive, then we would be hard determinism would be true. But
do you not think that everything humans do is a deterministic reaction?
No, compatible. You can't know that. It's compatibilism. You can't have knowledge of determinism or free will. Also, the assumption that like our decisions are made before we've done some kind of like processing in our brain is like very, very dumb. We can't have knowledge of how the universe operates. Last username. Do you think we can conclude whether or not?
What do you mean we don't? We have lots of knowledge of how the universe operates.
I'm saying we can't have empirical knowledge on whether decisions are made through deterministic means or free will, quote unquote free will, because we can't really figure out where the decision is being made. It doesn't happen right when
we can't have knowledge of anything in the universe, but we can make assumptions based on what we know and what seems likely, right? Like you can say, well, anything.
The certainty is what we would need to say. We are in a deterministic universe.
The laws of gravity.
You would need to say, with certainty.
Swung around by some deity, but
you can't say that.
Say again.
One at a time, please.
I actually think you guys are talking over each other. So
we are.
Yeah, maybe let's try to get a little bit more of a break between both of you.
Jesus,
speaking.
Stardust, that was like a fanatic pause. What the hell?
No, I'm fine with it. Last username and I are gonna go around in circles for this. He's very like rooted in the way that he sees things, and in my opinion, hasn't grounded out certain concepts like moral agency, reaction, or like determinism, free will, compatibilism. So it's not worth going into it right now because we just have to keep defining jargonized terms. So.
Last question, last username. Are you a determinist then?
Yeah, I guess.
Me too.
I mean, I think that I think that people are deterministic. I think we should assume that human beings follow the laws of physics and our brains follow the laws of physics.
Exactly. It would imply that our brains are not subject to the laws of physics if
That's not really what determinism means, but that's fair.
And
We can move on.
I don't
want to fight about like metaphysical.
Oh my
like,
God.
if there's a more specific term.
Well, fine, but if you're saying that, if somebody is saying that moral agency requires not following the laws of physics, that's kind
IRI,
of a weird definition of moral
I like
agency.
the color on you. I like the gray sweatshirt on you. IRI. Is it like a steel gray or is it like an off blue? I can't decide quite with your lighting because I see that you've got the orange lighting behind you.
This is baby blue.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah.
Your orange lighting is fucking with me. It looks almost steel. We should do a poll. Is IRI's jacket actually baby blue or is it gray?
I see it as baby blue.
Really?
Yeah.
This is like the dress question.
You guys think that you guys think that people in a coma are people?
Probably.
Well, that's what I want to ask you. Like, what if they aren't? What are they then?
I mean, they've shown the capacity to be a person in the past, most likely. So we would assume that when they wake up, they have that same capacity. So yes,
I think legally and
functionally,
we treat them.
freeloaders, okay?
But what if they're not going to wake up, though? You know, like if they're not
That's
going to
the
wake up.
That's the issue with like medical empiricism. Is like we can say like it's probably unlikely that they'll wake up, and then like we do have off cases where in 30 years they do wake up. So I think like legally and functionally, we treat people who are brain dead as though they have some level of personhood, and kind of operate from that lens. And I think that's just functionally how humans interact.
But 30 years from now is like if I were in a coma for 30 years and I woke up, I don't think I would want to wake up in 30 years, you know? That sounds like
it won't
really
matter
shitty.
when you're dead anyway.
True.
You'd still be
We
a
all
person.
die, so whatever. Nothing matters.
I don't think they should be a person. I don't think it should be. I don't think a person in a coma who's not going to wake up should be a person.
I just think we
what
can't
about a person
determine
who's
like
just-
super
who's just
strongly
asleep?
when somebody like brainstem functionality is actually like decently complex and no, like we can't even agree if C1 is part of the brain or not. So like the idea of like we for sure know that they won't wake up is like it's dicey. And so I think like the reality that we confer personhood, and if nothing else, we confer like personhood decisions to family to make those decisions, which I think is reasonable until we have better empiricism to point us in a different direction.
I would say if we could know that somebody wouldn't wake up from a coma, then they are not a person because they are not capable of the same things that would qualify as a person would be capable of.
Yeah, I would say empirically, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, beyond a doubt, sure.
So
'Cause they're
should
brain dead.
monkeys be people then?
I think there's arguments you can make for it. You basically have to decide like when does personhood begin, what
Exactly.
confers personhood, and why. And I think like the fact that the abortion debate is still going on proves that like we really haven't decided that question.
I mean, it's still going on in one country, at least.
I'd say like
there's other countries that have moved on.
yeah.
I
think if someone's in a coma and we're keeping them alive, then there's a chance they could always wake up. Otherwise, they don't keep them alive, right? You don't just keep someone a like breathing vegetable, right?
I don't think you have that right.
I think
I don't
we
think
do
you have
right
that
now.
right? You might know more than me, erudite.
I think like say for example like the medulla is like fully severed or something like that, right? So like basically we can guarantee they'll never wake up because like the medulla is functional for like making your heart beat and breathing, but we can hook you up to machines to do that for you. I think at that point we can probably say based on every piece of evidence we have they're brain dead and they will never wake up, and then we usually just confer it to the family to decide what they want to do.
Well,
Do you
I have to
have a
believe
science background? I'm just like, you're using a lot of terminology that I don't often hear, so I'm curious.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool.
I have to believe most family would say just put them down, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, even religious people are pretty for putting them down because, like, even like I'm using religious as like the least scientifically informed folks would be like, well, if they're brain dead, like their spirit's gone to heaven already. I think most religious people say.
Okay. So do we want to go around and each one of you can tell me whether you think monkeys should be people?
Monkeys fall outside of my definition of personhood.
Why?
Me too.
Why?
Because I haven't demonstrated that they are capable of moral agency.
Moral agency or
for-
generative
yeah, like-
language, a couple things that I think are fundamental to like personhood.
Yeah, if we're gonna call if we're gonna gauge whether or not an animal should be given personhood or considered a person even legally, monkeys would not be at the top of that list. They're not even like the most intelligent, so no.
That's true.
Aren't
They
they?
kind of look like us, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's our
Personhood is
brains,
just
like-
like.
So what's
How
the
you
most
look.
intelligent animal then?
Yeah.
I
Probably
mean, it
dolphins, I don't
depends.
know.
Probably dolphins. maybe.
ravens are
Like,
crazy
yeah,
smart.
right?
Ravens are really smart, yeah.
They can like teach their kids people to avoid in the city. Like it's insane.
They pass it on epigenetically too, which is super cool.
Yeah.
They know how to
Uh,
use tools.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can do
like
like
comparative
3-step
cognition
planning.
is
Okay,
impossible.
new
'cause,
question then.
different
Should
things evolve for
dolphins be
different-
people?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
feel
if they are people, do we charge them with rape? Because they have a really high rape rate.
True.
So what do we do about that?
Go to
Fucking
people.
lock them dolphins
I don't
up,
know.
dude.
People for what purposes, Star? Like what? Legally, personally?
I think
like,
when we say
Just
personhood,
bros,
it's
you know?
legal,
Like
right?
you can
Do they have freedom of
hang
speech?
out with them. Just bros.
Should they get the vote?
Yeah, I think
Obviously,
we
they
should
don't
go-
get to
I don't
vote.
think we should go to
Dolphins
jail.
can be
Guns.
people
I want
without.
to see
Okay, dolphins.
President Dolphin J. Trump.
Dolphins can be people without being citizens, right? So they don't have to vote.
Vote for
Yeah, but then
Dolphin
what?
J.
For what purposes? are
Human
they?
rights?
Like, there's
Wait,
all
so we're
different
gonna let women
contexts.
vote, but not dolphins? What the fuck?
Stardust, how do you define personhood?
Yeah, what the fuck?
How do I I don't
She's
know.
trying to figure that out. That's why she's asking.
If
Just like a
if
bro,
I
you
murdered
know?
a dolphin and we decided that dolphins were personhood, would I be charged with murder?
Yes.
Because if I murdered a 3-year-old, I would be charged
Yeah.
with murder.
Well, yeah, true.
I mean, dolphins are
I
cooler
think we're
than
talking
3-year-olds,
philosophically then, to be honest. We're talking more ontologically, right?
Because I mean, the people who are doing that. You guys ever seen The Cove? They get
Yes.
murder charges.
No,
What
I
about
have the
cows and
Cove.
chickens. I mean,
I wouldn't
We
watch
murder
it.
a
It's
lot of
very
them.
sad.
It's a good
Does a
documentary.
dolphin rape somebody?
No. No, it's about like a bunch of dolphins being herded into a cove and like mass slaughtered.
Oh, okay. That is
Ooh.
pretty sad.
It's
a really, good
sad.
documentary.
All those people.
Why would someone make a documentary about that?
To highlight
To
the
raise
Japanese
awareness,
fishing, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
to
it's like a
document the
hidden-
human travesty.
the person tragedy.
It's really well
Right,
filmed.
right.
It's really good.
Okay. IRI. Should dolphins be
Yes.
people?
No, because they're not the same species, but they should get rights. I don't know. You shouldn't I don't know. Not the same as humans. If it was a chimpanzee we're given rights to, I would say maybe a little more because I don't know. Dolphins like in the water and stuff. Like what the fuck?
IRI, do you think there's no difference between a human and a person?
No difference between a human and a person.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a difference. No.
Interesting. Have you considered that before? Or are you just thinking on the
Well,
spot?
no. Listen to your argument of like making moral choices. Like I don't think some kids in their 20s are capable of making moral choices.
No, it's not about
like-
making good choices. That's not about it. That's not what that means. Making
Well,
just
just
decisions
even
that you
choices-
understand have a moral weight to them.
What about like consent in contracts? Like persons can usually engage in consent in contracts to some level,
Exactly.
right? Like even children can engage in some level of like social contracting, right? Don't stab
Well, I
your
think-
brother is a social contract.
Yes,
Yeah,
IRI.
that's true.
What do you think, IRI?
Well, no, I mean that's just I don't know. I don't see a difference between human and person. The moral stuff doesn't impact me because like there's disabled people out there that can't make a decision. Like what about mentally disabled people? Are they not people?
I mean, it depends. Their personhood status sure is in question. Yeah, based on my metrics. Yeah.
But they have the same rights
I
as you and
see.
me.
I like that.
Saying it with your
They could-
chest.
They have the same rights as all
I mean,
of
I have
us.
to
though.
eat the consequences of my system. Like, if we're gonna say a person in a coma is probably
no, I
Never
appreciate it.
concede.
Wait, what
Okay,
were you
okay.
what were you saying, IRI? I'm sorry. You think that they should have like disabled people who can't make decisions, like moral decisions, should have the same rights?
Yeah, they mostly have the same rights as us. Yeah.
I mean, we take away some of their rights to make decisions about themselves because we know they're not capable of doing it, like giving them custodians.
Do we though? Like
Yeah.
even like the right to bear arms is pretty upheld.
We should give dolphins the right
People
to bear
who
arms.
usually lack a certain
True.
decision-making
Oh, it's all the
process.
cove.
are usually
Dolphins with frickin' laser beams on their frickin'
Dolphins with
Yeah.
nukes.
Well, not nukes. I don't trust most humans with nukes, let alone
I
dolphins.
trust dolphins
True.
more than Putin.
I don't know.
I mean, this
Dolphins
is what
rape a lot,
conservatorship
so I
is
don't
for.
know if I trust them with all sorts of moral decision making.
What
This
if
is
they
all
only
what
raped the bad
conservatorship
guys
is
and
for.
they
There's some
knew?
people who we don't trust to make certain decisions about themselves.
Yeah, true.
What were you
Protected
saying, YMS?
Well, because you were saying dolphins rape people, so that means they're not trustworthy with nukes. But we don't know if they're only raping the bad guys.
True.
They have a sixth sense.
They could be
"This
smarter than
bitch-
us.
This bitch hates kids.
Like
Get
we
her."
just don't know what they're saying because they don't have like arms and they can't build computers underwater.
Is
But
raping
the-
somebody
why-
who's
why a
bad
rapist
morally
would
good
be-
though?
would
Isn't that
be
still
more likely
morally
to use a
bad?
nuke.
You wouldn't if you had a time machine, you wouldn't go back and rape Hitler.
No.
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 Wait.
don't
Say
think it
that
would
like
have-
most
I
people
don't think
answer
it would have
yes.
helped the rage. You know.
What?
I think it would have made things worse. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't think they could get it up.
There's like a fake headline
That's
that's
a
called
good point. That's a good point. Last username. How would you
It'd
get
be like
hard
the,
when you're
if
about
I
to
could,
go
that'd be
in
the
on
weirdest
Hitler?
boner I
You
ever
can
had.
rape somebody without your penis. Grow up.
I guess.
That's true.
Jeez.
What
That's
were you?
dark.
What were you saying, Nick?
bring your
What's
fleshlight.
going on?
There was like a headline that was fake that was going around Twitter a couple of months ago called "Woman Saved from Rapist by Gay Rapist Who Raped the Rapist." Like where apparently
I
yeah.
remember that.
Is that
Chaotic
morally
good.
correct if you rape
Was
a
it-
rapist
was it a
to
dog?
stop them from raping?
No.
I don't think rape
Wait,
is ever
to
good.
stop one from raping?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so someone's about to rape somebody, but then they get raped.
I think the idea that you could do something to somebody who you believe is like ontologically evil, like anything is allowed, is really dangerous. Like,
Okay, I
if
got a
that's your position, you got to own
I
a
think-
lot of really bad.
What if we had
positions.
freshly dead bodies that we offered to rapists to prevent rape? Is that a good program that we should
What if
implement?
That's
They're not
not
into
what they're
necrophilia.
looking for, though. The rapists aren't looking for just
Okay.
When
somebody
you're
to
an
put their
organ
dick
donor,
in.
You know,
What
when
if
you're
they're
an
not
organ
into
donor,
necrophilia?
donate
They're
crime
dead.
asshole. When you're an
Okay,
organ
wait,
donor, donate
wait a minute,
crime ass.
guys, chill for a second, okay?
It's not rape if they're dead.
Rapists don't,
Because
rapists
they're not
aren't,
people.
they're not people. It doesn't matter to the rapist. What the rapist wants is somebody who doesn't want to have sex with them.
True.
They
What
want to
if you
exert their
would
power on
be
them.
for sex robots that enacted that for rapists so that they could get off, but also not victimize more people?
Wait, let's pause there. Okay, that's a good question. We got to pause there, okay? Because I need to hear from the
What?
rest of the people on the panel if they think that dolphins should be people. Okay, so last username,
Yes.
do you think dolphins should be people?
It depends on the context that you're using the word people. There's like, with all different contexts we use that, I don't think there's any sort of like universal person concept of person that's meaningful in all these contexts. I don't think human beings have any kind of special thing that separates us from all the other animals. You have probably, you know, the smartest animals, but there's no like qualitative distinct difference. I don't think like we have special sentience or special moral agency or blah, 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 or anything like that. We're just kind of smarter and handier and more social than pretty much all the other animals. And the reason we treat each other like people and we treat animals like animals is mostly just historical convention, not due to any sort of deep philosophical principle that anyone came up with. And that's why whenever we come to like tricky issues like abortion or vegetarianism or when are you dead and suicide and stuff, we always bump into that weird problem and we realize, damn, we don't even know what the fuck a person is. We don't know what alive means. It's because we don't know, and there might not even be an answer. So
Nick,
Yeah.
do you think dolphins should be people?
Actually, sure, because I feel like dolphins
Yeah.
and chimpanzees both like can function in society better than your average Twitter user that makes it to my timeline. So I think so.
Based.
They do have a pulse.
Yeah, that's more to yeah.
Okay, not so erudite. Should dolphins be people?
Should dolphins be people? No, because then no.
Okay.
Not based.
Rhizome, should dolphins be people?
No, but I have a chatter question I want to ask you guys after this.
Okay. YMS, should dolphins be people?
Yes. Dolphins should be people. They're bros. You can hang out with dolphins.
Nice, I like that.
Okay, I have a chatter who's late to this conversation. They say, I'm confused. Can I rape this dolphin or not?
it
Well,
doesn't
you
rape
get
first.
charged with a crime once they achieve personhood.
Well, it's
Exactly.
bestiality or potentially like some other form of crime.
You could try. I
regardless.
don't know. Dolphins
Chat.
are pretty slippery, man.
There is a new poll in the chat. Please do the poll, chat. Okay, click on the
Alright.
poll, open the poll, vote for who you want. Okay, please vote. Okay. Sorry. So I want to go
pee real
back to
quick,
Not
I'll be
So
right back.
Erudite's question. If we had like robots that simulated rape, right? Simulated being raped and like struggled and stuff.
My God.
That's a good question, though. We would be
Struggled? Do they like Jesus?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
What's the question?
So
Continue.
like, I think she phrased it better than me. But would you guys be against having robots that like rapists can get so they can simulate raping somebody and not have to rape an actual person?
I'm
Do
gonna
they
need a
pass
lot
the
of
Turing
science.
test or not?
I'm sorry, what?
Do they pass the Turing test or not? Are they considered sentient or not?
Is there any AI that is currently?
Yes, Sophia or Sophie. Yeah, she has
Oh.
personhood.
Then we would make sure it doesn't pass the
No.
Turing
It's
test.
gonna be a
It's not even
stupid
AI.
AI.
It's not even AI. It's just a robot that has like it Rolodexes through a certain number of behaviors over and
Then
over.
I think you should patent this idea and start manufacturing it tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe submit it to DARPA, get them on board.
Let's assume in this case as well that we know demonstrably that it might reduce overall rates of rape.
Uh-huh.
By a lot or a little?
Either. Let's start with a little. Or should we start with a lot to make it easy?
Let's
and
say
then
like
we'll move to a little?
10%. It reduces rapes by 10%.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of
Give me.
rapes.
I
There's a
think
lot.
I know what the question is. Can you repeat it? I had to pee. I'm sorry.
No problem. So would you be for or against robots that simulate being raped? So rapists can get those robots and
Yeah,
okay. And
100%. We already have
Well, if
porn that
it's-
simulates rapes.
But we know that we know for
we
sure
have porn categories that do that.
I mean, if it reduces by 10%, depending on the prevalence rate you're using, that would reduce rape to 0. Because
There's literally a
Depending on the
porn
stats you're using.
category for
Oh,
that.
I meant like 10% of all
if that's
rapes.
legal, then
It
If
reduces
the only
all rapes by
qualifier is that we
10%.
know for a matter of fact that it reduces rape, then probably yeah, why not?
as long as it doesn't increase rape, then sure.
Because I feel like the big
That would be the
question would
one
be
thing
whether
that
it
would
does
make
or
me-
doesn't. So if it does, sure.
Yeah, neutral or decrease rape, then go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to stop anybody from raping a robot. That's what they really want to do.
Who
not
wants to
even
take
rape,
the
it's
position
just a
that
robot.
more rape is good?
Jesus.
I mean, I feel like all of you guys are taking that position just in a different way. No matter what you answer to this, you're saying more rape is good, basically. So
Yeah, but like AIs
Yeah,
aren't
it's just
people.
fantasy,
so, I
right?
mean,
it's hard to call it
Yeah.
rape when it's like a non-sentient being, you know? Or like...
that's like saying like fucking a sex
Non-living
doll is
being.
rape because it didn't say yes.
Or
Yeah,
fucking
like
a
you
pie.
rape a
is
sex
about-
doll. You're basically raping a sex doll. It didn't say yes. It's just sitting
Yeah, like
there.
what about Mr. Girl's new toy that he just bought recently?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not aware.
it's
Is there-
Like
it's
you're talking about a doll
It's like
sleeping.
an
that
$8,000
like
sex
struggles
doll.
or something,
Yeah.
right?
He didn't buy it; they
Oh.
gave it to him. And
Oh, sorry, it's a review
Oh.
unit. Yeah,
They-
he's gonna send it back. Yeah.
and
That-
God.
A company
He's sending
wants
it back?
him
They
to.
want it back?
I know he's not sending it
he's
back.
not sending it back. No,
Company wants him to promote a product.
they want him to review it, and he was like looking at it, like the stuff. It was so funny. He was like looking at it, he's like, Jesus, this is so creepy. I'm like, what happened? He's like, it says that it's, you know, it simulates a sleeping girl or whatever. Like, and I'm like,
Nice.
it's a sleeping it's just, yeah.
It's kind of a rape sex toy in that way, a little bit, you know? Like, unless you're assuming this robot is given a consent beforehand that they enjoy being woken up.
Yeah,
to sex.
exactly.
That's what
I
he was
know-
saying.
I know someone who has a sleep.
I think
Okay.
IRI had a question earlier, and I don't want him to forget his question.
IRI is looking at us like a disappointed mom in this conversation. He's like, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
I say let's look for alternative ways to solve these problems. Then, just, like, would you let someone have a murder doll, and like, would you let them have like a murder kid, like a kid
I'd let 'em play
robot
Call
that
of
can
Duty.
murder?
Yeah, would you let them watch a movie where people murder each other in it? Like, fuck.
If it empirically
Well,
showed that it
it's-
decreased, yeah.
It's different
Absolutely.
when you use
I
your
don't,
like
I don't
bare
care if it
hands.
increases or decreases or whatever, anything. Like, it's just irrelevant.
I just
Like,
I
I'm not gonna-
think it's
I'm not gonna stop
VR.
people
As
from
long as
doing
it doesn't.
Would you
Wait,
stop
wait,
couples from
guys,
maxing out their
guys.
rape
I'm sorry.
fantasies, or-
IRI is trying to answer. Sorry, I'm
You're right.
trying to give him
I'll
space
just-
to speak. Yes.
No. I'll just say quickly. Like, I think when you have to do something with your bare hands, it's a lot different than being in a video game or listening to music or something. You know what I mean? Like, I think that doesn't solve the issue that we're trying to. I guess. Like, let's try to solve the reason why they want to do that instead of just letting them do that. You know?
Okay,
Because it
IRI.
turns
What
them
if
on.
somebody
Like,
just
Like,
wants?
what about couples that act out
Yeah.
rape
Do you think
fantasies,
people
right?
choose their interests and their?
I don't know
urges?
if rape is an interest. I don't know if you picked that like
You don't
baseball.
think it's an
you know?
urge?
I mean, it
You
seems
don't
to
think
me
it's
to
an
some
interest? It
extent
is an interest.
I think
100
it's a
like, by
mental.
definition, it's an interest.
No, I think it's a mental breakdown, and it's a mental illness.
Oh,
like,
no,
you need to
you
solve
can't.
it.
No.
What rape is a mental illness? What do you mean?
I'm not
I
saying it's not a
typically
mental
agree with
illness, but
IRI.
you're trying to like make a distinction, saying like it's not an interest, it's not an urge. Like, of course it is. It
What's
can
an
also be a
urge?
mental.
I don't have
problem,
an
right?
urge
But,
to
like,
rape people. I don't
You
understand.
don't
why
either.
they-
You probably also don't have an urge to have sex with kids, but some people do.
Yeah.
Right, but like
You
let's
need to
deal
back
with
out of
that.
mental
mental
illness.
illness.
I don't
Wait.
equate that to the urges I have to go eat an ice cream bar. You know what I mean? Like that's a mental
Yeah.
defect.
They're probably more
Yeah, they
than
don't
that, to be honest.
So right
Well-
now we can already
raping-
play
it's
games.
a much
Well,
stronger
okay.
urge.
Simulating
You
rape with
think-
a robot.
You honestly,
is
like,
that a
people
mental
just
illness?
wake up and decide one day, like, oh yeah, I want to be a person that likes murder or something. Like nobody chooses their urges. Like,
Well,
Of
okay.
course.
So with rape,
Something broke along the
Yeah.
way. That's what I'm saying.
with
But we can
rape,
like play
broken to
games
begin
right
with.
now that
Well-
simulate
well-
murder, and
Could
we're
be.
gonna like build VR headsets in the future that do the same thing. So like, why not just have like an AI mannequin IRL that we can like kill with some Saran wrap on our floor?
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
Well, okay, with rape, it's like I don't think it's like the same as like an orientation, right? They always say that like the rapists are like looking to exert their power.
It
or
doesn't
whatever.
have to be. Like, we don't have to.
I doubt a robot
know.
would satisfy like a lot of the urges that are connected to rape specifically. But
True.
in this world that we've created, where we've empirically demonstrated that it decreases the rate that these individuals rape, yeah, I'm for it because I'm for anything that decreases any
I'd
amount
love
of
to see the
criminality.
data. I would be
well, that's the
very
thing,
curious
that's
to
what's
see
holding
data.
us back.
This is the hypothetical. Is that
Yeah,
there
the-
is
the
data.
prompt
We're not
is that
saying
it-
that there is.
Yeah.
The prompt is
So is
that
there
it
data?
reduces the percentage of rapes by 10%.
Yeah, if that wasn't part of the prompt, I would agree with IRI. If it's proven that this fixes the problem by 10%, then yeah, sure. I don't think it would.
Yeah.
But what if it had no
Okay.
effect, or you just didn't know?
If it was neutral, then I also wouldn't give a shit. Like, what? If people want to LARP and pretend they're raping something, if it's neutral and it doesn't have like a negative impact on society, it's like, fuck, that's you know, I wouldn't want to be that person, but fuck, it's not affecting me or anybody else. So why would I want to restrict their freedoms?
Yeah. I
What if
agree.
it makes
Like,
more
there's all kinds
rapists?
of-
I mean, if it's also empirically shown that it increases rape, I'd be very against it.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Like for example, that isn't like porn. Like porn has grown rougher and rougher online.
No, it hasn't.
But-
Mm-mm.
You don't think so?
No, I
Yeah.
looked into the studies on
There's
that.
all these
no
dudes into
evidence.
like, really? Okay.
Yeah, I know it seems like that, but I looked into a number of studies longitudinally, like comparing like amount of violence, and they had like it was a good study. I can send it to you guys later, but it's showing the last 10 years, not only has it not gotten violent, but people preferences have actually decreased in violence. People seem to like the violence less,
believe
not
you.
more, which is weird because I would have also assumed it would have increased, but yeah.
Fair
Well,
enough.
it's
Yeah, I haven't
always,
looked
like-
into it.
Isn't it always like weird, like people who are like first looking at porn always go and find the weirdest thing to look for, and then you know, when they're first looking at it and then they realize, oh shit, that's really intense, and then they go back to looking at normal stuff.
I don't know what
right?
the fuck you're talking about.
like
I
isn't
think
it
there's
What?
interesting research about like kinks and fetishes being established around the same time like you're first kind of sexually exploring, and like the stimuli you're exposed to can often become kind of a kink and fetish, right? So if you have like a 12-year-old, let's give the benefit of the doubt that it's a 12-year-old first being exposed to porn and ejaculating, but they kind of get into like some really messy stuff, they're more likely to have like a much more like intense kink than somebody who maybe just like jacks off to a blowjob video.
Yeah, so maybe don't give the rape robot to a 12-year-old, but
okay, what about a robot that rapes you though?
Some people are totally into that.
yeah.
Why not?
You buy it and
Yeah.
it just hides in your house until some random determined time that like its algorithm
no.
figures out.
That's horrible.
Wait. So does it like? All right,
That
it gives
does
like a
sound
voice thing
horrible.
where it goes, "Do you consent?" And then you go, "No," and it goes
No, it
like
just like,
disregarding.
it learns your behaviors and then just
long as you
it
don't
like
say
figures out the
pineapple.
opportune moment, you know.
It stalks you for a couple of weeks before it
Exactly.
springs. I don't know.
Exactly. Outside your
There's
window,
women that have rape
binoculars.
fantasies after like 50 Shades of Grey. Like rape fantasies kind of seem to explode. So like I don't know.
Yeah,
Is that
after
real?
50 Shades of Grey.
I haven't looked I haven't looked empirically into rape fantasies.
That's
so
what
I
I'm saying.
can't comment
Everybody
on
needs
that.
to be satisfied. Some people are going to
feel
do
like
the
that's
raping. Some people want to be raped. You know, satisfy everybody ethically.
It's my. Yeah, as long as you're not harming
Disregarding.
somebody
That's
else,
so
then fuck
funny.
it. If there's, yeah.
That's so funny. That's like the funniest
And Destiny
thing.
thinks he's figured out ethical rape over here. Come on.
Oh man.
My chat is liking that one.
Can I ask a question? It's very important.
Yes.
Yes.
If we could inalienably know that raping Hitler would stop World War II, would you rape Hitler?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's easy.
You know,
Try.
this show's so fucked. I don't think this is the first time I've been asked this on this platform.
I think I did
totally
ask
not
this at some
original.
point. I think I asked something.
Yeah, we did a whole thing, and I said, like, would I be remembered for it? Like, because if it stopped World War II, I wouldn't get credit for it.
It wasn't raping Hitler. It was
Would you
would
fuck
you?
Hitler in the ass? So now we've added the rape aspect.
It wasn't.
To
It wasn't even that. It was
Would you
like, would you shit
consensually
on?
fuck Hitler?
Would you shit on Hitler's chest?
Oh, it was shit on Hitler's chest. That's what it was.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
easy. Yeah, I'd do that.
I mean, yeah.
If World War II
definitely.
doesn't happen, I don't get fucking credit for it. So I don't know.
But
But
would
a
you
lot
want
of
me
it
Maybe
to
just some
Would
weirdo who
I?
went back and shit on some guy's
Wait,
chest.
you're only
before.
gonna
like-
do it if you get social clout.
Yeah, I
first.
gotta get the
You're like,
clout.
I
Are you
don't
kidding?
save
You know how many
6 million
concurrent
people
viewers?
unless
Clout
they
is
know
everything.
it was me. What the fuck?
I mean, Hitler's the most clouded up
Wow.
of all time, obviously.
True.
True.
I'd be
I'm
satisfied
dying
doing that.
I'm dying to hear how that prevented World War II.
What were you
I
saying,
don't know.
IRI? You'd be.
I'd be fine being anonymous on that one. Just doing the deed and saving the world.
man.
I don't need
Yeah,
everyone to
I would-
remember me for that. I'd
I would
rather do
really
some
want
other
to be
things in
anonymous.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'd
think
rather
you
do
still
some
get
other
charged with the
things.
For
crime.
shitting on Hitler's chest, I would do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It seems
feel
like that
like it
would
would
just make
be.
World War II worse, right?
Well, he
Well,
might get
possibly.
PTSD and never be able to run for any like political
No.
office because he's traumatized and is taking too much therapy. And then the therapy makes him a better person. He gets over his weird Jewish rage, and then genocide never happened.
Whoa.
He's not
Wait,
going to be able
what?
to run
No.
at all, and he's going to be moved around in a wheelchair after
My
we're
what
done with him.
rage?
Yeah.
Wheelchair? What are you doing? What do you mean
Poop on
wheelchair?
his chest, it awakens something in him. He discovers a new fetish that he's so into that it preoccupies all of his time, and he suddenly doesn't care too much about.
becomes a serial rapist.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Damn.
So
Not
okay,
bad,
how about
but-
this? You get to choose. Fuck. Wait. Let's finish our last question so I can make a poll out of it, and then I have a really good question. Okay.
Oh no.
All right.
Okay. All right. YMS, you said if it's neutral or positive, who cares about the rape
who gives a
robot,
fuck?
right? Okay. Nick, what's your stance on the rape robot?
I mean, if it like is proven to help 10%, it's either would I be pro or against more rape. So I'm gonna go with sure, it can exist.
Okay. Not so erudite.
Wait, yeah, if we can, oh yeah, absolutely. If we can prove that it like decreases, if there's any evidence that's even mixed that it might increase some offenders and decrease others, I would still be opposed to it. I would want to know consistently that it would decrease, and it would be an effective measure for everyone. And I would want it to be like only like it's not like I wouldn't be super for it like being freely available. I think it would be better if it's like somewhat like doctor prescribed.
Safe
You get a
injection
doc-
site.
You get a doctor prescribed rape robot.
Okay. And I think Rhyzohm
Ask
was.
your doctor about rape robots today.
Side effects may go blah, blah, blah,
Rape
blah.
robots may be right for you. They
I
can
think
also result in
Rhyzohm
death.
and last username both
Yeah.
said if it's neutral or positive, who cares as well, right?
Yeah, I'm for robots that you can rape and robots that can rape you. Let's go.
Hell
I would
yeah.
only ban it
Hey.
to ban it. It would have to have like a huge positive rape effect. Like you look at this thing and you instantly turn into like an uncontrolled rape zombie. But like anything less than that, and it's just not my business. I'm not going to stop it, right?
Okay. Chat, we're putting the new poll. Please vote. Okay. The next thing I wanted to ask is you have the choice of Hitler either being like a serial rapist or doing the Holocaust.
Is he raping Jews?
It depends how good he is at raping. Is he gonna rape 6 million?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think
lot
most
of-
serial rapists go beyond like, I think the highest I've seen is like 60 to 80, which is a lot, but it's not 6 million.
Yeah, rapist.
I would choose rapist. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, it is.
Easy.
Yeah, the output is way harder. So, do all the Nazis then have like glorious cocks? Like, is that the Ubermensch quality now? Like,
Well, he just like gives up his like political ambitions.
Yeah, they
and
wouldn't
just
exist.
Decides to go on like a Genghis Khan-esque rape.
Does he get
spree.
stopped, or does he like get away with it like
gets
some
away
serial
with it.
rapist and like dies a happy life at like 80? Oof.
Yeah. This is.
I think this is a
one.
great future. I mean, this is a great alternate history.
Yeah, IRI couldn't do it. He's like, fuck this.
I got it. Yeah.
So bad for IRI in this conversation.
Just like,
I feel so
Okay.
bad too. I
Ada.
wasn't expecting. You know what? The worst part is last username's like, "Hey, Star, you should do some more philosophical questions," and I did. And now look where we are. We're deciding whether Hitler is a serial
It was
rapist.
great.
Oh my
Now we're
god!
getting-
Dude.
I mean, this is fantastic territory.
Learning all sorts of.
This is
amazing
like when I
stuff.
was asking my chat if farts are acceptable in the bedroom. It's also a great conversation. My
What
answer
do you
is
mean
no
by
because it leads to
acceptable in the
poops.
bedroom?
Like, should we allow farts in the bedroom?
Your farts lead to poops?
Yeah, no, I'm saying you
What?
open up the door for a poop in the bedroom if you open up the door for farts in the bedroom.
But what
so
if you,
it's just a
as
no,
a result,
no farts.
you discover a
you
new
like to fart in your
exciting
sleep?
kink that you would have never known?
That might be true. I think I'm okay not discovering that part of my brain though, if it exists. Just for the fact that there might be some poop at some point, and that would be bad.
That's fair.
So would Hitler still have like gigantic speeches with people all around him and stuff like that? Would he convince others to rape people that aren't of his chosen people?
I feel
Because
like
if
you're
Hitler
extending
just
the
got-
hypothetical.
Well, yeah, if Hitler just was like, yeah, you know what, we got to do this, we got to go out and we got to rape these people. I don't think it could be more damage, but it could be pretty bad.
Would he be raping people while he gives his speeches?
I don't think that's legal. I think they would arrest him on the spot. He has to.
But
be
what
like a
if he
stealth
gets like
raper.
acolytes? What if he convinces everybody that rape
I don't
is the
think
next way to
genocide's
like
legal.
build Germany?
Wait, but we're assuming that if he's a serial rapist, World War II doesn't happen. So you'd also have to presume that he doesn't become a politician,
Oh.
right?
No, World
So
War
would he-
II
but
happens.
wait, then he'd be
mass
making
rape
art,
just breaks
right?
out across the
Wouldn't he be
world.
like an artist?
I mean, it did. Like World War II.
He would
did
be an
result in
artist.
mass
He would be
rape.
doing his lame artwork.
all right, well, the art's kind of shit, so I don't know.
Honestly, the overall rape would still be decreased if Hitler was a serial rapist because of
This
how
is
much
true.
rape actually happened in World War II.
Hmm.
But would you want him making art again?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I don't care. I think like terrible people can make art.
As long as he could do it as a postmodernist, so he could use his own ejaculate and things like that,
Ew.
Yeah.
He's more of a painter.
Oh, sorry. Just...
IRA gonna weigh in?
On the Hitler raping versus murdering, is that what I'm weighing in on?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, obviously he's not capable of raping 6 million people himself, so he has to inspire others to do the raping. So I don't know how much better that is, honestly.
Rape
guess
not
I'd
as
go-
good as not as bad as genocide.
Well, I mean, it's used like as a similar tool, in war, like we're seeing in
Yeah.
Ukraine. I'm sure there's a lot of people's lives are basically destroyed by that too, I guess. So, I guess I go with the rape.
Okay.
Based.
Hitler, serial rapist or Holocaust doer? Okay. IRI's answer is serial rapist. Okay. Who else is answering serial rapist?
I think that's everybody. I think
Okay,
everybody.
you know
is
what?
a
You're
rape.
right. There's no reason to make this poll.
Is anyone
What's
here
wrong with
pro
you?
Holocaust? I don't wanna...
We've solved the problem.
We've solved the problem. Just
Yeah,
making
it's such a
you-
self-report if somebody's like, nah, I would still prefer.
Dude, I'm so sorry, IRI. Look, it's last username's fault.
Why?
Okay, I'm pointing at him. Okay, I'm putting the blame on him because he said, "Star, you should do more
Listen.
philosophical questions." So I looked up more philosophical
great.
questions,
This is
and
philosophy.
now
No.
here we are. Okay, it's his fault.
Let
You
me
looked them up?
correct.
Do you think the Hitler rape thing is a philosophical question?
Yes.
Let me just say for the record, I am not weirded out by any of this. I just feel so differently about all of these subjects than you guys. That's why I'm looking at you, not like shaking my
Are
head.
you pro Holocaust?
That one I think we see eye to eye on. No,
The
that's
rape
all.
robot
I
is the
don't
one that he's
care.
scared of. The rape robot.
But
scares him.
I've been on here where you were asking way crazier questions.
Really? What's the craziest question I've asked?
I feel like this is the edge.
No, she was like, would you sleep with your mom or your dad? You had to be
Yeah,
on a
that's
human
true.
centipede with like two
What if you had
streamers.
a
Who would they
robot
be?
that was going to
Like-
rape you that was your dad? Would that be a good thing? Would you enjoy that?
I still
No.
get disappointed dad vibes though. Cause still feel like
Exactly.
you're
No, you
Somebody
have
in
to
chat-
have
disappointed in all
trauma.
of us.
Somebody in
I'm
chat
just
just
old.
asked.
Trauma. That's what
I
makes it
can't
feel
change
good.
Somebody in
I'm
chat just
old.
asked, "Would you pull your dick out at Gettysburg if it meant the Union would still win the war?" What kind of question is that?
If you could
I mean,
get
if
away
you're-
with it, I guess.
If you're a voyeur or an exhibitionist, you'd pull your dick out anywhere.
I love
Somebody
that
said-
You
question.
even do it for good reasons.
Somebody
I love
else
that
also
question.
just said, "I just had trauma therapy today, and now I'm listening to people talk about rape." I don't think this is what she wanted me to do. You know what? It's very therapeutic in its own way, okay? But if you can handle it, okay?
You can
Anyways,
self-monitor what you consume.
yeah,
and if it
you
triggers
self-monitor what
exposure
you
to
can
it,
turn it
handle.
off.
Would
Good
Hitler
advice.
be pro?
You should have trigger warnings rolling along the bottom of your.
I put it in my chat rules. You know, when people
Although
click
there
into my
is
chat.
evidence that trigger warnings actually potentially
Yeah.
increase the level of like distress people experience from
I
that.
don't do
That's how I
trigger
feel.
warning. I do. If you are sensitive to certain content, this is not the chat for you. That's what I do. So yeah. Anyways, wow. Okay. I think it's time for the "Are You the Father" segment.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
Oh, from the father bot?
no. What?
Haven't
What are
seen
you
this
talking
one
Oh,
yet.
wow.
From the father bot that raped us?
about? All right. Where is this? All right, IRI, are you the father?
Of?
Just are you the father?
Oh, I gotta
yes or
watch
no?
the stream.
Yes or no? Are you the father?
Probably not.
Okay, I'm glad you're not a filthy fucking liar. Last username. Are you the father?
Yeah. Sure.
Sure?
Probably.
Okay, so you're a liar. All right. Nick, are you the father?
Absolutely not. I've never seen this woman in my life.
Wow. What the fuck? All right.
Felt that
Drunken
coming.
nights.
Not so erudite. Are you the
Damn.
father?
Yeah. Based.
Rhizome.
I might be. It could be from that time when we raped a dolphin.
And it raped you.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. We were safe.
You're also a liar. We've got 3 liars on this panel. Anyways, YMS.
Yes, I am the father.
Wow, thank you for
See?
being honest.
Star, are you the father?
Self-impregnation.
I'm pregnant.
Congratulations.
I'm just
Congrats.
kidding. I'm not pregnant. I'm just fat. Okay.
God. So
right.
sad.
Okay.
It's not.
Sorry
it's
about
not
that.
The
sad.
liars are, so.
Sorry.
I thought it would be funny if I said I was pregnant, but then it wasn't funny. So then, yeah, then.
You went for the next one and people were still like, "Aw." And you were like, "It's fucking funny. It's fine."
It was supposed to be funny, but clearly,
Laugh with me.
you know.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I want to logically build off of like all the topics we've covered tonight.
Okay.
So, if you were in a position where, like, instead of Hitler killing himself at the end of World War II, he survives and he's taken into custody, would you want him placed in like a prison system, or would you allow him to get treatment by using VR and robots to continue killing more Jews until he's better?
Why not both?
Do we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it will improve? That he
It will
get better?
improve. That is the prompt.
Do we care about him getting better? Like, if he
That
gets
is
out,
the
is he
question.
going to
Crime
continue
has
the
been
war?
committed already.
Yeah, I was gonna
This
say,
isn't
if he gets
preventative
out, is he
anymore.
going to continue the crimes? Or
I
like,
think
say
that there's
yes,
a certain
'cause-
point. I think there's a certain point in crimes that people commit, like the amount of crimes that people commit. I think that where they're like, there's no amount of like anything that they can do to make up for it, right? And at that point, that's when you think that they should probably be removed from society, right?
If this had a positive effect, though, it could increase the amount of well-being in the world. So therefore, let's help Hitler recuperate. Let's help him get over this. Let's throw him in there. I mean, nothing is more degenerate than VR chat. So even this thing that you're constructing for him, it's not worse for him than that.
that's true.
I think we should just kill him.
True.
Honestly, if we get him,
Damn! There we
Second
go.
Life is one of the only games banned on Twitch. Second Life. What does that tell you about that world?
I didn't know that.
I
That
don't
is
know.
true.
I think
Was that frustrating for you, IRI, when you realized you couldn't stream your favorite game?
I've always wanted to play it because of that, but I never have. No.
Yeah.
It's the forbidden game.
Just go to stream on YouTube and go buck wild.
True. There's my. There it is. I will stream that on YouTube.
I just think that like I probably have a little bit different of views than other people on this. Like a lot of people on Twitch are like all about like rehabilitative stuff. I think that we can be for rehabilitative, but there are certain lines that people cross where it's like, I think we should just execute them, you know?
I think that only comes because we're not sure of how to rehabilitate them, though.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
I feel like that's a weird stance for you to have, Star.
Well, what do you mean?
I would have never expected you to like have that position, because I assumed you were like crimes should be you should be treated for crimes instead of punished for them. That seems like I don't know. It's more like the Mr. Girl philosophy.
I think
What
you
if we-
should
what if we
be
knew-
if you can be, but I think that there's certain crimes that like if you've killed and raped like a mother and a daughter, I think that like probably like it's safe to assume that you can't make up for that. You can't be rehabilitated after that. You like literally killed them and raped them. And
If you
so,
raped and killed a father and a son.
same thing, you know. So I think
Okay,
you should
good.
probably be executed. You know, I don't think
I
it's
would
right to keep
tend
them
to agree
alive
there.
either. I don't think
What
it's
if we
right.
knew that killing
That-
them would give like well-being and a sense of closure to the victims because they wouldn't be afraid of like the big monsters still out there?
I mean, that's part of it, yeah, right? Like you
I
want
think
a lot of people who go through things like that want like they're only like what do you call it? They're only the only time where they feel relieved, like and like it's not going to happen again is when like that person dies, basically, right?
That's so surprising. I always thought you were in the camp where like it's not about the punishment, it's about the rehabilitation, and it's like if the reason we have laws are so people
In
don't
most
go out and like gun
cases-
down the pedophile who like molested their kid or something.
In
like,
most
yeah.
cases, I would agree with you. Like we should try to work on.
Oh no, I agree with the other thing. That's why.
Oh,
Yeah, I agree with your actual stance.
I-
Yeah.
well, I would
Well-
say in most cases, if you can rehabilitate somebody, sure, why not give it a try? But like, there are cases where, obviously, there's the case of like the person who hasn't committed a crime yet. We should give them help, obviously, right? Or somebody who hasn't hurt somebody yet but has urges, right? But if it's somebody who is like who has mercilessly like raped and then slaughtered somebody, I think it's time to kill that person. I think I don't think we should even keep them alive, because I think that keeping them alive it's a drain on the system, probably. Why are we spending money keeping this person alive? It's inhumane, torture for that person too. Even though I don't think they can be rehabilitated, there's no point in me punishing them by keeping them alive. We just need to remove them from society. There's no point in keeping them alive.
I think you should be given, as a criminal, every opportunity to fix whatever it is that you've done wrong. And if you're incapable of doing that, then I don't think we should spend any money locking you up and torturing you for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
It seems like a very strange thing to do.
Yeah, it's not a bad take. If there's definitely no method that we've demonstrated that can fix the problem, and you're just going to waste away, then yeah.
So we are against death penalty.
But do you think if we allowed that, it would actually decrease the likelihood of research into rehabilitating these individuals, because they won't be around to even attempt rehabilitation? So actually, it would prevent future treatments.
I mean, we can keep a select.
I don't think we're really. It doesn't seem like we're really seriously interested in rehabilitating people like we say that we are. But if you look at the justice system, it's obvious that it overwhelmingly does things to ensure that people stay criminals or become worse criminals, rather than just a few people trying to rehabilitate them. But it's mostly
the American
in the
justice system or the
recidivism
Canadian
rate is
any justice system that locks people in prison.
Or are you saying YMS?
Yeah. So I just wanted to say I agree that there are people that are beyond rehabilitation, and it would be better for society as a whole to have them completely removed from it with just killing them. Yes, I agree that there's some people where that's the best decision. However, in practice, the death penalty, the amount of people that get sentenced to death who haven't committed crimes but were put there just because they had a really bad court system, or there's ways in which the court system fails us, and so in reality, I would say I'm against the death penalty for that reason, is because it's been proven that there's been way too many people that have been put to death.
I would agree with
didn't
you.
commit a crime, right?
I would agree with
you.
you.
Well, actually, then there's too many people that have been put in prison.
I think.
Yeah, but at least you can get out of prison after 30 years after new DNA evidence, but you can't if you're dead.
Yeah. So one thing I would say.
You're basically saying that we should keep people around in prison in case they're innocent.
I think most people would actually, who are in that situation, would prefer an option at life. I don't think we should decide for these criminals being you'd be better off dead because you have no chance of hope, and I don't know. It feels weird to tell criminals you would definitely prefer to be dead. It would be better for you to be dead, and it's I don't know. The fact that they aren't actively going above and beyond to kill themselves all the time suggests to me that they don't prefer to be dead. That's a very final solution to something.
Right. So
there should be a higher threshold for how someone can be executed. It should be you would have to have a way more thorough and foolproof method of convicting them.
In this situation,
we could
explore
about consensual euthanasia.
Yeah, I'm down for consensual euthanasia as well. But I think in the scenario where I'm talking about, it would be a different justice system, obviously, right? If we're in a system where if we have a world where we're able to rebuild the criminal justice system, and we're able to make it mostly rehabilitative, except for extremely fringe cases, that's kind of what I would advocate for, is a system where most people it's rehabilitative. Most people the vast majority of things they were focused on treatment, things like that. But then there are some very fringe cases where treatment is just not an option. And I don't know, maybe death penalty. I see what Natsa Erudite is saying about maybe there shouldn't be one because of research or whatever. But I think at the very least there should be an opt-in death penalty for some of the people, at least. I think it's just better to remove people who are that dangerous from society as a whole. But yeah, I don't know. I have a really weird way of thinking about that. So yeah.
Imagine you had a justice system that didn't have prison. It just had execution and lesser punishments, fines, or whatever. But then you found out one day there was a problem with occasionally innocent people were getting convicted and executed. And the proposed solution to that was, okay, instead of executing people, let's just lock them up forever in case they turn out to be innocent. It seems like that, in that context, if you propose that solution, it would be a very strange solution to propose, right? It seems like the much better solution would be to figure out to just improve the accuracy of your figuring out whether they're guilty or not.
Sure, but until then, if we haven't figured out the accuracy, then it's like, what do you do with these people?
Well, but I don't think in that system you would ever go with that solution, even temporarily. I think it's such.
I mean,
such
that's
a
kind of
strange-
like what's happening in a way.
Well, the
Well, no,
system
because we
now,
had prison. We've always had prison, right?
the justice system
Talking about
now
a system
is
where
not.
there was no prison.
Yeah, the system
Yeah.
now is not our ideal, right? Like the system as it is now is not our ideal. It's not what I would want. I think the system as it is now is like super biased, super unequal, super unfair. And I would recommend like a whole like reworking of the entire system, you know. But yeah, in the ideal, you know, if we're able to, in some weird future, able to figure out these things. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent. I just think it's like super interesting. So,
What about suicide booths?
I'm
So
actually kind of I have some weird positions on these
I'm
things.
pro suicide booths.
Okay, all right.
So like people can go in just in prison, or do you mean like publicly?
No,
available?
on street corners.
Futurama style.
I think
Whoa.
I think suicide booths. I don't know about like booths that just anybody can go into. I think it should be an option that people can go into. But I think one, you need to have
Angsty
like
teens.
you need to have like a waiting period, right? You have to see a doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor has to
Waiting
recommend it to you. There needs to be a waiting period of like a certain amount of days, right? I think that there needs to be some regulations there, but I think it should be something that is allowed to people.
I mean,
I look
no
at it
one's.
as I didn't ask for this life, so I should be able to take it away from myself.
So get a gun. Like you don't
Oh,
need a
true.
suicide
Well, yeah,
booth.
yeah, but like, you know, just as a courtesy, like a suicide booth on a street corner, you know, vaporize. I don't have to wait 10 days or whatever.
I think like
Nobody has
Well,
to
it won't
clean it
matter
up.
once
I mean,
you
gravity
is free
or
too.
not.
Like, would
Gravity
we
is
want-
free too, but it's a lot of effort, right? Like
would we want kids seeing people like going into those booths? What if they hear anything?
Tinted
Like I
windows.
don't know.
Yeah,
It
I'm guessing there would be
vaporizes you.
windows on the booth.
But like people would know, right? So like a kid would.
not a kid. That's a happy
Windows on the
booth.
booth.
They go in there, they get happy.
Oh, so we
No,
just
it's
lie
okay.
to the
Wants
kids
to
about
go
what the
in there
booths
because
are.
they think there's cool stuff in there.
No, okay. So again,
You
it
see
would
people
be.
smiling on the outside.
I think people should have the ability to like if you believe in like bodily autonomy. I think that people should have the ability to like do what they want with their bodies. But generally, when people are making a decision to end their life, you want to make sure that they're not doing it like hastily, that they've like thought it out a whole lot, right? And so that's why I think you would want it to be approved by a doctor. Like the person has to go see a doctor, get the approval from
Yeah.
the doctor, and then there has to be a waiting period. So it's not some hasty.
Yeah, and if you
decision.
don't want that waiting period, there's nothing stopping you from just killing yourself at home. So who gives a
Yeah,
shit?
true. Except
Yeah.
that
You know,
yeah.
it's stressful for doctors. I wouldn't want to be a doctor and the patient comes in who I've like never seen and they're like,
That's the
"Hey,
thing.
please be a
We have
doctor. I want to
assisted
kill
suicide in
myself.
Canada."
Can you sign this thing that says I can do that?"
Well, I mean, I don't
I
think
knew
a
someone who
doctor
did
would just
that,
sign
actually.
off on it. They'd want to see the
Dude.
patient a couple more times, right? At least.
Half the people walk in, they're like, "Yeah,
I
can I get
think I would
medicinal
feel
marijuana?"
really-
And the other people want suicide.
I would feel like that's a huge responsibility to me as a doctor. Like, how the fuck do I know if I'm supposed to decide if this person should be able to kill themselves or not based
well,
on like
you're not because
on my
they,
evaluation of whether they're sincere and if is their life really that bad? Like, that's a huge thing to ask a doctor to decide for someone.
Okay, so in the
I mean, it'd be
in
more
this,
regulated than that.
Yeah,
in this scenario, they would go see a
what would
doctor.
the
It's the
regulations
same.
be?
In the
Treatment
scenario-
resistant
doctors
depression
aren't
that
used
they
to
have
having
tried.
huge decisions.
Yeah,
like,
treatment-resistant depression that they have
not
tried
like this.
everything, including electroshock
do you mean not
therapy,
like
which
this?
typically is the last go-to for
Well,
treatment-resistant depression. What do we do with those individuals? If they want to opt in for suicide, how do we force them not to? I'm not actually generally for more normalizing and making suicide more accessible, because I think a lot of people who choose it do so in the worst place in their life. But like, what do you do with treatment-resistant depression? I don't know.
or
people
who have-
suffering from cancer and not wanting your loved ones to like have to experience like if you know you're dying of cancer and you're just getting worse and worse like every single day, you should have that option. And maybe I'm speaking from a biased perspective. I'm not going to say who this person in my life was, but somebody I know chose that option, and it was definitely the right
Some people don't want to
decision for
go
them.
through
They got
chemotherapy
to have
a third
like one
time.
last Christmas with their family. So
Yeah, like
Have it
chemotherapy
normal.
itself is so so painful. It's such a horrible process for people. Like, and then people with recurring cancers you don't want to do chemotherapy for like the second time, like after the first time.
They tried everything.
Yeah,
They were
and
suffering. So.
Yeah, or people with debilitating like pain that that you can only do pain management, and there's only so much you can do for that pain, right? Like, I think that like this isn't that different from like the system we already have. Only if anything, we're encouraging people who are considering suicide to see medical professionals even more than we are now. That's what I would see it as, you know. So
I'm assuming
really
you guys
messy when we
also
look
want a
at
minimum age
dementia,
on
right?
these suicide booths, like the
probably,
fascists you are.
yeah, probably a minimum age.
I don't know if
Someone
I'm
in your
arguing
fucking
for
chat-
suicide booths. I would want it much more regulated
Yeah.
than just
Yeah.
a
Suicide
I mean,
booths.
assisted
make it a
suicide
quarter,
already exists.
done.
So, like,
Yeah.
just the way that it exists right now, it doesn't
That's what we're
exist in
talking about,
every
assisted
country.
suicide.
Do you get a
Like
gift
most
at
of
the
us
end, though?
most of us will come to a point in our life when we're better off dead. It might be probably when we're old, hopefully, and we're terminally ill. And it might just be like a few days before a natural death or something, or it might be a few months, or maybe in a few years. But
Yeah, which is
but-
why you need checks and balances and doctor approval, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
it is
and
weird.
it's-
We have a weird culture.
For pets, we
That's
know
like-
that we always, put them down before they die naturally because it's the humane thing
Yeah.
to do. We
Yeah.
should probably do that
Exactly.
for you.
It's
We're kind of
Probably-
weird because we make death like so immoral in our culture when it's like there are definitely forms of death that are immoral, but like just death by itself isn't inherently immoral. It's not even inherently
neutral.
tragic necessarily. It just exists.
Yeah.
Like it's just there and it's something we have to reconcile with.
And if anything,
It gets
it's
really
probably
messy with dementia, though. That's what bugs me. Like,
Yes.
if you have dementia and you're slowly losing your mind, how do you decide when to go? And if it's happening to you, what do you do? Like, because when it comes time that you are better off dead, you might not have the mental capacity to make that decision. So you got to decide beforehand. Like
You'd have to
how
will
do you-
it.
you'd have to.
How do
will
you
it.
specify? Like, when I
You could
forget this much,
specify by severity. Like, because there's severity, like classifications for dementia. So you could just classify like by the
Like a
time of
cognitive
medium
test or something?
severity. Yep. They do cognitive testing to see kind of where you are, and so you could will it that by the time you're at this point, you'd like assisted suicide and.
so you're like doing the test, and you're like, if I fail this test, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, there's a dementia neurocognitive test that
But
we.
I would say that I think that oh fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
But like, if you fail the test and you're like, well, I know I failed the test, but I don't want to die. What happens?
I think, to be honest, we might have to make space for opting out, like, for sure. Because, like,
So what if the dementia makes you opt out until you're like, completely?
I don't think it would. I don't know. I guess it depends on, like, your exposure to, like, demented patients, but I don't know many who would opt out.
Yeah, I think-
Dementia's horrible for
At a
most
certain-
people. There's some who are like, I fucking love life! But that's rare. Most of them are like,
Most
Yeah,
of
they
them
got
are
the
like-
cool
angry.
dementia.
They're very angry. They're very upset. Like over.
Paranoid.
Yeah, paranoid. Like they're confused. So yeah, I think a lot of them are very unhappy.
Well, that's why I'm thinking it's not hard to imagine, like being in a state where before, if you knew you were going to get this state, you would want to die then. But once you're in that state and you're confused and angry and don't remember anything, you were like, no, I don't want to die. I'm fine.
Well, should we put down Bruce Willis?
Is Bruce Willis?
Put him
demented?
down.
I haven't followed him closely, so.
He's got
Just
some,
based
yeah,
on
he's
his
gotta have
recent
brain-
movies, probably.
Yeah.
Got
I think
aphasia
it's-
where he doesn't know where he is sometimes, doesn't know who people are.
I think it's probably pretty empowering if you're somebody who is like facing an illness that you know is going to like take away like your mental abilities eventually or pretty soon, right? I think it's probably pretty empowering to be able to go out and end your life on your own terms. So
Yeah, have
Which
a
we're
good ending.
assuming,
You can
but
plan
we're
for it.
kind of nobilizing it, right? Like, imagine you're at the point of dementia where you're kind of becoming animalistic. You're paranoid, you're biting people, you're flinging feces, you're constantly like clawing away from people, and then they're trying to strap you down while you're kicking and screaming and fighting to euthanize you. Like, no, as a worker, I couldn't do it, right? And so it's like we
putting
want to
down, like,
nobilize it, being like, oh, it's like this beautiful death, but that's somebody in their right mind. Like, by the time they're
Yeah.
paranoid,
Yeah, that's
it's not going to be beautiful.
Idealistic.
Yeah.
What if
Yeah.
there was just a tiger cage?
Yeah, tiger cage.
That's why you
And
would
you just
will it
throw
though.
them in?
You would will it before then, right? If somebody is going through that, you would hope that they would like put it in a will that like if I reach a certain point, like
Put me in a
put me
tiger
on.
What if
cage.
What if you could choose to live stream it too?
Oh my god.
Yes. Turn it into content.
Oh my god.
Let's
Good
go.
content.
It'll be like the return of like the what is it? The gladiator stuff or whatever, except it's old dementia people. Right?
Yeah, return of the good content.
How do you feel about this IRI?
I mean, I'm willing to laugh at it. I think it's kind of funny. Like, you'd probably have the most views on Instagram or whatever, like most concurrent ever for a long time. So whatever.
If you get
Go out
banned,
with
who
a
cares?
bang. Go out with a bang.
Literally, yep.
Like,
Unless it's a
ban this,
tiger.
motherfuckers. I'm already dead.
Okay. So chat. Another poll in the chat for who you think is most likely to be the father. I know
Wait, can I say real quickly? Please don't do that if you're out there listening.
Yeah, please don't
True.
don't do that. Please go see.
We're
Go in
joking.
a tiger cage?
No,
No,
if
don't.
you are having any thoughts about ending things or anything like that, please see a professional, talk to a family member, talk to somebody who cares about you, and talk to somebody who can help you, because there are a lot of people
Yeah.
who can help you. So
Yes, these are memes. I am memeing.
I wasn't memeing, but I was talking about people with terminal cancer, not
True.
people
yes,
who are
we're
depressed.
talking about
So-
people with terminal cancer or terminal illnesses who, but not people who, there could
Yeah.
be a day.
So all you guys who are terminally online, just do not do anything drastic.
Please. Okay. Please vote for who you think is the father. I know we did.
I said I was, and it said it was, so obviously
Well,
it's me.
look, the audience is the real decider here. Okay, so
I'm just reminding them.
okay, all right. I think we've how are you guys doing? First off,
I have to
Chilling.
pee again.
okay,
Pee break?
yeah, sure. Maybe we come
Yeah,
back
I'll
and
be
do
back.
the drawings, the MS Paint drawings.
Let's go.
Okay, I'll be quick.
Yeah. So, like a break, and then
Anybody-
chat. Start giving us some
anybody-
phrases. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, anybody we got some good jokes? Some good jokes out there?
I'm in a fish suit.
I still thought that those were feathers, and they still look like feathers to me. Can I see the hood? Because I can't get over seeing it as a bird. Is that it? Is that as far as it goes? No, sorry. Rough.
Yeah, they're the scales.
Okay, now I'm seeing it. I just keep seeing the little shoulder things as feathers.
It's like a flounder. It's got both eyes on the same side.
Yeah, those little creepy flatfish.
Yeah.
Like along the bottom of the ocean.
Oh yeah. Or like a lamprey or something. Yeah, like one of those fish that like attach, or remora, one of those fish that like attach to a shark.
Look, chat.
Ooh.
I know that this is incredibly erotic for you, but I need you to keep it in your pants. Okay.
If you guys were a fish, what fish life would you prefer?
I'm a seahorse.
Anglerfish.
Seahorses are pretty based, actually.
And you would
Yeah.
have the children, theoretically.
Yeah. I'm the father, I told you.
I think the anglerfish is a good one because you get to absorb the. Well, would you be a male or a female one? I would be a female. The anglerfish is the one that absorbs the males, right? Oh my
Right.
The ones with,
god,
like, the
I would
little-
so
the
be an
little-
anglerfish. That would be so
little
based.
dang-
I want to
Oh,
be the
those
male.
things.
I'm just curious what it's like for the male, like because they
To be
do
absorbed?
that, right? Yeah,
They get
they
absorbed
go and
into
like,
her,
man,
yeah.
I'm gonna get absorbed today, oh baby.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
just
they
want to
feel
know what
horny
it's
for a
like.
bit and then regret. So normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Stardust, I have a comment for my chat. Why does Stardust keep assuming I'm wearing pants? It's a good point.
You're
Yeah.
obviously wearing
You've
a
made me very
fleshlight.
upset. You've ruined my night. Dude, I would so be an anglerfish. That would be so based. Just imagine, like some beta fish just thinks that they're, real horny. They're gonna get it on, and then they get absorbed inside you. That's so fucking cool.
You want that?
Yeah, just absorb them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that assisted suicide?
Basically. I mean, they're definitely dead.
Yeah.
What kind of fish would you be if you were a fish, IRI?
I'd want to be like a whale, like sperm whale or something like that.
That's a mammal. It's not a fish.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Is
That's
it not a fish? Whales aren't fish?
No, they're mammals.
Wait,
Say I love-
yeah. They
I don't
breathe
know.
with
The fuck?
lungs, not
And
gills.
they give birth live.
You know,
Intestinal.
octopuses are kind of cool
And they
too.
rape.
Listen, I was
octopi-
an
Those are
actor. I don't know
sick.
anything.
They're fish, yeah.
Octopi.
Octopus,
Both are proper. Octopuses and pie.
octopuses,
Okay, then.
like they shake hands to have sex. Isn't that weird?
I'd be one of those deep sea fish. Those guys are pretty badass.
They are, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, what kind of fish
I want
would
to be
you
a swordfish.
I don't really know much about fish. I'd want to be like a goldfish in like a little bowl. So I'm so stupid I forget where I am all the time, but I'm just a happy little fish.
True.
Didn't you learn anything about the dementia people? They're not happy. They're angry and confused.
Yeah, but dementia
'Cause they're
people
not
are
goldfish.
angry because they're not like they don't remember any of the stuff or any of the people. A goldfish never knew any of that shit. All they knew is glub 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 and eat.
Yeah.
We're assuming. What if goldfish
True.
was
Born
an
with
intelligent
dementia.
creature on the planet and we didn't know?
That'd be wild.
What if it's constant existential dread?
Oh my god, that's like
Just full on nihilism.
Existence is pain
Who
for
am
the
I?
goldfish.
Why am I? Where am I? Who am I? What am I? Where am I?
that's like as soon as I graduated high school, I had one of those moments for like 3 months where I was like, "Oh my god. Who am I?"
That's more than a moment then.
Yeah. Well, it's just for a little bit, you know. I was confused. It's like, "Oh my god."
Was it after like an acid trip?
No, it wasn't. It was just one day I was like, "Oh my god, one day I'm going to die." And that's so fucking scary. And then I thought about that for a while.
That happened to me too when I was a kid. I was like 8 and I like couldn't go to sleep. Like there were days where I just like would think about my mortality to the point where I couldn't go to sleep.
Wow.
Well, I was 2 and I thought about my death.
Really?
2?
No.
You can't conceptualize it like the next
gonna say-
minute at 2. Okay, yeah. Like,
You barely form memories at the age of 2. Like, not
I
like,
think I was just going through my angsty phase. Like everybody did their angsty phase when they were 13. Mine was like, what is life like at like 17, you know? So, yeah. So, anyways, chat, what should our contestants draw today? Please give me some phrases or words that are cool, okay? Star, you would be an agular fish. What does that mean? Make them draw their own deaths? Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you guys?
Hell yeah.
holy shit.
Let's do it.
Choose a panelist, okay, and draw what you think their death will be, okay? And you'll have like 6 minutes, okay? First one is last username.
Not supposed to name who's who.
No. It's last username.
Well, it
He
says
killed
it.
by his plant.
Oh my god.
with his cat licking his body.
His plant made that decision.
Exactly.
Is this Rhizom's drawing?
It's a mystery right now.
It's a mystery.
I don't have a plan.
I'm so confused by this one. I know it's Hitler.
Whoa.
With a mustache, and it looks like
Shitting?
somebody is shitting. Yeah.
So
Dude, Hitler is the worst
Hitler
panelist.
is not on this panel.
Stardust said she would interview Hitler if we could bring him back, so she might as well be on the panel.
Well, maybe somebody's heart
Bernie?
is broken. Maybe someone's heart is so broken by this happening they die.
Oh,
I'm sure
so
some of
it's
us have been
Nick
calling
killing
Hitler
Hitler.
from time to time.
I think
Okay,
I see a
YMS
Bernie poster in the background.
Oh, it's a Bernie poster in the back. Oh. Huh. Is this IRI?
Maybe that's me killing someone and screaming about them breaking my heart.
You know what? I think IRI is pooping on Hitler in this.
But hey, you live, so
I take it.
you're the only one coming out alive.
Okay, I'm not a panelist. Okay, but apparently this fish streams very long and dies because they stream forever. That's what I'm assuming. Okay.
Wow.
What?
Oh wow.
A dolphin killing somebody.
Why is everything black?
Was that you trying to do a black person? What's going on here? Is that
This
why
is
it's
like
black?
Shud logic trying to do a black person.
It's black so that while it's on stream, nobody's eyes get burnt. I always make my paint black background.
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm
I set the
assuming
canvas
this is
to be black.
Rhyzohm.
Yeah, getting shot by a dolphin.
The dolphin's like, put your hands up, see? No one's gonna get hurt.
Okay. Rhyzohm. Surrounded by loving family members and ex-dolphin. What?
Brown circles.
What is the dolphin also?
1985 as well. Like, you thought about that. You're like, what might be reasonable?
And then this one is Hitler with the Nazi dolphin
Okay, I mean,
shooting me.
this one's fucking masterpiece. Are you serious?
Is that a laser beam on the dolphin, or is the dolphin dead?
I think it's like a saddle, maybe. And I think that's his blowhole. Did he kill the dolphin?
I think he fucked the dolphin.
And that's why he's red?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay. Well, I think those are all the drawings, right?
Yep.
Okay. Chat, please vote for your favorite drawing, okay? Link is going in the chat right now. Vote for your favorite drawing, okay? And I will put it in the Discord as well. Oh boy. What a show today was. I was not
This is the
expecting.
best prompt ever.
Yeah.
It was just such an opportunity for callbacks.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
So me and IRI are coming out alive. Who else? Did anyone? Oh, last username's dead. You know what? I think YMS is also alive. Rhyzohm,
Also
you're
survived, I think,
What?
unless I'm Hitler.
What do you mean?
nobody
Yeah,
killed
I'm
you.
dead.
Right? Oh yeah, nobody drew me dying.
Oh, I
Right?
finally got the plant thing. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, that plant made a moral decision.
It was a good one.
Was it a Venus flytrap though? Because that would have been true to the Venus flytrap's moral.
Yeah, it could have been.
They're chaotically evil.
By the way, the cat was just licking your face because it's your cat. You
And
know,
cats
so
eat
I
their owners
like
when
your
they
cat.
die.
I always
In the
think of
meantime-
your
I
cat
would
when I think of
definitely
you.
do that.
Oh fuck.
Last username. Do you think your cat would eat you if you died?
Eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both my cats love to eat, so
In the meantime,
I'm kind of worried about them eating me like
I'll
today,
announce
so.
the winners of the other polls, okay? The weirdest thing you've said about you online, YMS won that one because the person who was
Nice.
obsessed with Kimba kept coming after him.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody liked your outfit as well, YMS.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Nikocado,
Yeah,
avocado.
Nikocado. Oh god.
Should dolphins be people? Wow, people really liked YMS saying yes, they're bros. Okay.
Yes.
Rape robots. Everybody liked Not So Erudite's answer the most, actually, in that one.
Rape robots. Out of context.
Congratulations.
On the topic of rape robots, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Congrats.
Also, everybody voted that Not So Erudite is the father. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Best dad.
Best dad here.
Okay. Chat, you've
I
got
do have a cup.
30 seconds
Dog
to
dad.
vote. 30 seconds. I'll wait till it's 10:21 and then we'll make a decision, okay?
Where's that music from, by the way, that you're playing?
It's just like an epidemic track.
Nice.
Yeah. I can send it to you if you'd like it.
No, I was just curious. Thank you. Sounded almost like it could be from like Jackbox or something.
Yeah, I like it because it's so good. It's so useful in so many different scenarios. Like I could be screaming at somebody, and that would be such perfect music for it. You know. Or it could just be like a bunch of people yelling like racial slurs, and that could be the music behind it too. It's just so perfect. It turns everything into like a nice little piece, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a tie for the drawing. It's tied. Oh wait, up. I'm refreshing for the last time. Okay. The one that won was Dolphin with Gun shooting Rhyzohm.
Oh, fuck.
Just barely. Over Hitler
Good
with
one.
Nazi Dolphin shooting Stardust.
I heard Dolphin and I was like, let's go. And I'm like, wait, fuck, no,
It came
shit.
close. It was 2 votes.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a tie then between Not So Erudite and YMS. So I think it would be...
Wow.
Arm
Oh,
wrestle?
shit.
Arm wrestle?
I think what it would be best would be to both of you to give like a little speech, like make it short, but an inspiring speech to the audience as to why you should win. And I'll put some dramatic music. Okay. Whichever one of you is ready.
I just gotta turn up the music.
Okay.
In this very Chaoscast that I was invited to, I decided to wear the most chaotic outfit I could possibly think of. Mr. Avocado. That alone should get me to win. I don't care if that was already a poll, okay? You know exactly who should win this Chaoscast. You're looking right at him. End of speech. I will not elaborate any further.
My turn?
Sure.
All right. As a white woman, I'd really like to win this, and I'd be really, really sad, and I might cry on camera if I don't win it, so please vote for me. That's my speech. I know, I'm very brave. I feel brave.
Very brave. So brave. Okay. All right. The final poll.
It's on your screen there, Rhyzohm.
My chat likes to just do the secret menu alerts when I'm on panel.
Interesting. It seemed like women being degraded on your channel there for a moment, if I didn't see correctly.
Hold on, somebody donated 420. I'm just gonna cycle through that alert. Oh, there's another 420 right there. When you donate specific amounts on my channel, it triggers certain videos, so my chat knows how to troll me through this kind of shit now.
Now we know why you get the weird squirting fleshlight ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all coming around, baby. Did full circle.
Can't say I've ever seen one of those.